All right. Welcome back, everybody, for part two of Monday, December 23rd, Christmas Eve. This is Monday, December 23rd, and this is part two. And thank you. I was able to recuperate and get ready for, hopefully, a strong part two. And it doesn't matter to me if we're on here for another hour or another 3.5 hours. It doesn't matter to me. I'm just here. I'm here for the ride. Hopefully y'all are too. And folks, that's what we're doing. So I'll give it a second to let everybody get back on. And we're back. We're here. I would definitely give it a second, let everybody get back on. I'll take this opportunity to clean up my station a little bit. Make sure you help me out. Hitting the like button in part two is just as important as hitting the like button in part one. So let me clear a few things up here. Let me put away this and this. And probably about to do some crate condensing. Thanks everybody for joining me in our journey through part two. Part one basically was we covered all the newest arrivals, and we covered most of the auctions, but we still have unprocessed items to hit. I scarfed down some Subway, Doritos, and about to throw away a little bit more trash over here. And sometimes we might not do that. Just kind of depends. I'm still trying to get my timing down. Been so used to the 7 o'clock starts, but I think I'm going to get my timing down to where, we might not have to do that. Or if we get close to 8 hours on Facebook, we'll just stop the show. That's a long time. But y'all know me, we'll be on here even later if we need to. So it takes a while to get everybody back on here. I usually don't like stopping because we was at 198 people, and it will be a stretch to get to that many again. It would actually be pretty remarkable if we get back up to that many people again. First thing I'm going to do is condense some crates over here. Any slaughter? Yeah, I was actually just looking at those. Yeah, we still got slaughter. I got Stick It To You, and I still got the wildlife. But yeah, slaughter Stick It To You is $33.99. I was actually about to go through this crate, Rob. I was actually about to go through this crate because that'd be a great thing. Just go ahead and start showing during part two here some new vinyl, and then we're going to wrap up the rest of these blues. But we had 4 crates of new vinyl tonight, and I think I just condensed everything into one, which is a pretty good achievement. A lot of great new vinyl in tonight. And yeah, let me actually slide over this crate. And let's see what else we have over here. Let me do some condensing with this crate as well. This is also new stuff. I wonder how much is left in this one. Oh yeah, we got some space. Can't believe I still got this much MoFi and analog production stuff left. Usually that stuff's like gone. Very unusual. Because, even my distributors can't keep it in stock. All that MoFi stuff and analog productions. But here it is. We still got a lot of it laying around. I think I can put all that into one. Yeah. Our new vinyl inventory has slowly built back up. We got to a point with new vinyl where the table here, where you see so much of it, was empty. Like I had all the crates turned upside down, and we have slowly built up. I don't know if it's a good or bad thing, because that's now several thousands of dollars. But let's sell Rob Bobby a slaughter, and let's go ahead and run through this crate as a warm-up. I'll go ahead and get these next blues auctions up and rolling that I left off. And the first one's Fury Lewis. And this is Fury Lewis and Buka White, or Fury Lewis with Buka White and Gus Cannon on the road again. On the road again is an original 1969 sealed. It does have a small breach in the top left corner, but this was a pretty good record. I probably should have put this one up sooner. It's never been reissued. It's an original 69. It's an $85 start for Fury Lewis. Any Kiss LPs? Oh, yeah, we've had a lot tonight. We had Kiss Self-Titled, Kiss Destroyer, Peter Criss, Gene Simmons. We've had Kiss Alive 3. We've had Kiss Unplugged. We've shown a bunch of Kiss. They're all new and sealed. No OGs tonight. Next is going to be Lightning Hopkins. And this one's a 1970 U.S. reissue. Once again, on that Tradition Everest label. That's going to be a $25 start. So we got Fury Lewis with Buka White, and we got an Autobiography and Blues by Lightning Hopkins. So if you're into the blues auctions, there's a couple with just a handful of people watching right now you might get a deal on. Let's go ahead and go through this crate as kind of our part 2 warm-up. We've already sold a Slaughter, and now here's Maroon 5, Songs About Jane. Maroon 5 is $36.99. She Will Be Loved, $36.99. This Love, I think there's several hits on that one. And, of course, that originally came out in 2000. It's earlier 2000, so I don't know if there even is an OG of that album. Maroon 5, Songs About Jane. We have one copy of Death Angel, The Art of Dying. Death Angel is a 2LP yellow vinyl, $36.99. $36.99. Lightning Hopkins is a $25 start. It still says Saturday. Well, that means that Restream has a bug because I just changed the title. And so if it says Saturday over here, that means there's definitely YouTube, or excuse me, Restream. That means Restream is definitely not doing his job, because I watched Tanner change it earlier and now I've changed it. So it's not updating again. So it's definitely an error. Yep. That's definitely an error. I see what you're talking about. That's weird. It even says part 2. Now, how does it do that? How does it not change the day? That must be some kind of autocorrect that I didn't change. But thank you for catching that. Thank you. I'm about to change it right now. That means they're definitely wrong. All the videos are wrong on X. I don't worry about even changing them over there. We have people who watch over there, but sometimes it's weird. You can't comment. So, okay. Should be good now. Thank you for catching that. Jonathan Feller on Maroon 5. Thank you, Jonathan Feller. So that's sold. Death Angel. We still got the new Jamie Johnson album. It's called Midnight Gasoline. We've got 2, 4, 6 copies of that. This auction is off and running. Lightning Hopkins, 25, 25, 27, 31. And still looking for an $85 start on the Fury Lewis. Pink Floyd is Obscured by Clouds, remastered. Pink Floyd Obscured by Clouds, $33.99. And Black Country New Road is $29.99. Black Country New Road, $29.99. That's a 2LP. No, it's a single LP, I think. Boy, it feels awfully heavy, though. But yeah, I think it's a single LP. Still got the limited edition music on vinyl pressings of Stabbing Westward. Those are $39.99. Wither, Blister, Burn, and Peel, $39.99. Jonathan also on the Pink Floyd. There it is. And we have Led Zeppelin. We sold Led Zeppelin 2. For the longest, I had one copy of Led Zeppelin 2, one copy of Led Zeppelin 1. Here's Led Zeppelin 1. It's $33.99. Jello Biafra with DOA. Jello Biafra is $36.99. And we have Amon Amarth. And we have Sodom, Tapping the Vein. I'm going to come back to the Amon Amarth. So let me go ahead and show you Sodom. Sodom is a 2LP. That's their 1992 album, colored vinyl. Muddy Waters waiting list. There was a Muddy Mississippi Waters live music on vinyl pressing. It's $39.99. The Amon Amarth are Suture Rising, and then also Deceiver of the Gods. Those are $36.99. One copy of Radiohead left, OK Computer. And then what Rob asked about that started this entire bin was Slaughter, Stick It To You. That's the new reissue that came out last week, $33.99. All right, so Lightning Hopkins is a final call to Patrick Lear. Scott and Riley, y'all are both out. I hadn't heard back from you. Patrick has it for $32. This is a buy it now for $85. It's Fury Lewis with Buka White and Gus Cannon on the road again. Never been reissued. It's a 69 OG sealed. 69 OG sealed, and that's an $85 Buy it now. $85 buy it now on that. Lightning Hopkins has a new bid. Lightning Hopkins has a new bid, and that's at 33. Riley's out, so it's between Patrick and Scott. That was new stuff there. Let me figure out which crate I want to go through. Buy it now, best offer. Radiohead is $44.99. So yeah, quick recap through there. We had Slaughter, Radiohead, Sodom, Amon Amarth, Jello Biafra, Zeppelin, Stabbing Westward, Black Country New Road, Jamie Johnson, and Death Angel. Justin Garrett wants a Slaughter. Now, I meant to show them next week because we were selling, or I meant to show them last week because we were selling all these Slaughters. That goes to Justin Garrett. Let me show y'all another Slaughter that is essentially nearly impossible to get on vinyl. That copy of Stick It To You, you can find it occasionally available, but still a pretty scarce record. I'll bring 2 over. Maybe I can sell, I would love to sell at least 2. This is a kind of a deluxe packaging. It's a little bit more pricier, but it's 2 LPs. It's colored vinyl, and it's in a thick, high-quality jacket, and this is called The Wildlife. And I will actually sell it for $49.99 if anybody wants a copy. I'll do $5 off. I've got about 10 or 15 of them left. Slaughter's 1992 release, available on vinyl, and that's true. And it wasn't in print. It's never been reissued until then, until this. It's from Kiss My Wax. It's on red and white vinyl. It's a double gatefold, and they're always been pricey. They're just a deluxe packaging, kind of from a reissue campaign of their catalog that is available. So that one's $49.99. And then the Sodom album was Tapping the Vein. Tapping the Vein. It is a reissue, $46.99. Expanded double vinyl. It's on red vinyl. It's Tapping the Vein. So yeah, $46.99. Okay, and then are we done on Lightning Hopkins? It looks like we are. Scott, you get Lightning Hopkins for $33. Thank you. Thank you. All right, let's go through a buy it now best offer bin as advertised. I brought over 2 Slaughters to sell them. Hopefully we have some takers. The Wildlife. And I got Stick It To You. I forgot to show those. We had all those Stick It To Yous last week. Everybody was high on Slaughter, and I forgot I needed to try to liquidate some more of those other ones I have. Okay, let me try to find our first crate that will be BINBO of the night, which means buy it now or best offer. I've got plenty of crates over here to pick from. I just got to find the right one. I think this is stuff from the other night, but I think it's really good titles that I showed late. And I'm going to go ahead and show them again because it's one of those crates I'm like, well, they're sticker price, but next time I show them, they might be buy it now best offer. And here I am showing them again. And they're buy it now best offer. And there were so many. I think it was a Laura crate she brought up at like 11 o'clock. And yeah, I know it's 10:30 right now, but last time they were sticker price. So let's go through these buy it now best offer. Thanks for the 135 people that have joined me for part 2. Thank you and welcome, especially on a night like Christmas Eve. I'm sure some people's watching. Anybody got a Christmas movie on right now? I still got to watch all my traditions. I got my favorites. It's a Wonderful Life, Elf, Christmas Story, Christmas Vacation. All of my classics I got to watch probably between now. Justin said he'll take a Wildlife. Great. I got one more to sell. I've got plenty more, but I was going to try to sell 2 tonight. $49.99. Make sure Justin Garrett gets that. $49.99. All right, let's go through these buy it now best offer. But first, chipping away at the last of the blues records for the night. Let me go ahead and put these up. They're the next 2 in the bin. Let's go ahead and do them. Barbed Wire Sandwich, Black Cat Bones. Look at that. It's a 1971 U.S. white label promo. Paul says visually a VG because one small mark and hold on a second. Let me restart. We have visually VG because of one small mark. It does not affect playback in an offending way. Plays VG Plus, great album. Mark produces only a few clicks and quiet parts. There you go. So it's $125 start. No movies, but all Led Zeppelin. Hey, sounds like you've had a great evening. So this is a pretty desirable album. It's a white label promo. It's a 1971 US, and it's called Barbed Wire Sandwich Black Cat Bones, and that's a $125 start. Albert Collins, Etta James, and Joe Walsh, Jump the Blues Away. And this is an 89 US sealed. 89 US sealed. And this also has Joe Walsh. This has Etta James. This has Albert Collins. And that's called Jump the Blues Away, $35 start. Everything in this crate, you can go ahead and buy or make offer, okay? It's a buy it now or best offer bin. We have Laura Nero. This is VG condition, $9.99. Laura Nero, and this one's called Christmas and the Beads of Sweat. VG $9.99. Laura Nero. Dennis Wilson. Dennis William Wilson. One of those people. That's VG Plus. $9.99. Blind Faith. A great one. With Clapton, Winwood, Ginger Baker, Rich Gretsch. That's VG condition. $11.99. The sealed Albert Collins already has a bid for $35. We have the Barbed Wire Sandwich at $145 start. Keith Richards and the Expensive Winos. This is on red vinyl. It's a 2 LP. Keith Richards, the Rolling Stones. That's $29.99. Melissa offered $8 for Blind Faith. Sell that to Melissa Bailey for $8. You got it. We have Jason Isbell Southeastern. Jason Isbell is $21.99. Jason Isbell Southeastern. That is $21.99. Jason Isbell Southeastern. The History of Eric Clapton. Many hours ago, we sold a Japanese pressing of this. Here's a U.S. original in VG condition, $17.99. $17.99. This is History of Eric Clapton. We just sold a Blind Faith. This has Blind Faith tracks on it. Cheryl was going to buy Blind Faith at sticker price. Melissa, I've already sold it to you for $8. Nice discount there. We have Bob Wills and his Texas Playboys, the Tiffany Transcriptions. EX edition. Early Bob Wills music here, 1945, 1948. That's EX $17.99. So final call on the Albert Collins for $35 with Patrick Lear. We have an offer for $23 on the Keith Richards. I'll go ahead and sell that to RK Tucker for $23. Thank you. Next is going to be The Thief Who Came to Dinner soundtrack by Henry Mancini. EX $17.99. The Chambers Brothers. A New Time, A New Day. That's EX edition $14.99 for the Chambers Brothers. That's on the original Columbia 2i label. And we have this is called Solid Grease, not Soup Grease. Solid Grease, Big Willie and the Hubcaps. Big Willie and the Hubcaps. That's VG Plus, $9.99. Brent Alverson on BW for $15. Bob Wills, sell that to Brent Alverson for $15. Patrick, catching some of these late night blues auction deals. You're going to get Albert Collins single bid for $35. And if anybody wants to do a buy it now on Black Cat Bones, Black Cat Bones is $125 buy it now. It's a 1971 white label promo, $125 on that one. There's Fury Lewis. There's Black Cat Bones. We also have the 10 Commandments soundtrack, VG Plus $17.99. Going through some buy it now, best offer stuff here. Baba Gentry, Delta Suite, very desirable album. In Shrink, Capitol Records original, VG Plus $19.99. Let's see what's this next in line with the blues records. I'm doing one, I'm doing two. We have Atlantic 8054, Champion Jacks, Natural and Soulful Blues. This is a 1961 US mono. It's the first US pressing of this album, and Paul has graded it EX++. That's pretty amazing for a US mono record of this genre to be in this kind of condition. It looks like the day it was made in 1961. It's going to be a $45 start. There's the really cool Atlantic original inner sleeve advertising some of these albums here. And the cover is also pretty phenomenal for 1961. That's Champion Jack, which is Champion Jack Dupree, I believe. That is a $45 start. We have Lightning Hopkins Original Folk Blues. Lightning Hopkins is a 70s US press in EX++ condition. A 70s US press in EX++ condition, and that is going up for a $20 start. There's the vinyl, there's the cover and shrink, Lightning Hopkins. So those first two records. The next comment is BG Bobby Gentry for $15. That's sold to Daniel Farrow for $15. He also offered $15 on Eric Clapton. That's also sold to Daniel Farrow for $15. Just joined. What's the condition on Black Cat? Black Cat is a 1971 US white label promo. Paul says visually a VG because of one small mark. It does not affect playback in an offending way. The mark produces only a few clicks and quiet parts. So it does have a mark on it. Let me see if I can actually find it. Right there. He's talking about that mark. That's why it was graded VG. He says it produced only a few clicks in the quiet parts. $125 buy it now. Other than that, it's a white label promo. For example, side 1 is EX+++. It is fantastic. That's $125 buy it now. Barbed wire sandwich, black cat bones. Next is Lightning Hopkins has bids for $20 and now $25. Jason Isbell, $17. That's sold to Preston Rose for $17. We're in the middle of a buy it now best offer bin. Also, we have Sylvia, music from the motion picture Score. Sylvia's EX edition, $17.99. Scott Fellows wants Black Cat Bones. Brad, if you want it, let me know. If not, we'll sell it to Scott Fellows for $125. Lightning Hopkins has a new bid for $30. Nancy Sinatra, VG condition, $14.99. That's on the Reprise two-tone label. VG condition, $14.99 on Nancy Sinatra. Champion Jack Dupree, as of right now, does not have a bid. Looking for a $45 start. It's a 1961 U.S. Mono first press. Also, we have The Taming of the Shrew, Elizabeth Taylor, Richard Burton film. This is the original soundtrack, VG Plus condition, $14.99 RCA. Also, we have Wednesday morning, 3 a.m., Simon and Garfunkel, EX, $17.99. That's on the first label. Wednesday morning, 3 a.m., EX edition, $17.99. This has the Sounds of Silence on it. He Was My Brother, Wednesday morning, 3 a.m. The times, they are changing. Brad passes. So Scott Fellows, you get barbed wire sandwich by Black Cat Bones for $145. Thank you. Lightning Hopkins is now at $30 with Phoenix Guitars. Phoenix Guitars has that for $30. Everybody else is out. If you want back in, let me know. Hugh Harris, Words for Our Years. That is sealed for $14.99. Also, we got the Pointer Sisters Breakout. That's sealed for $19.99. These are all buy it now best offer. Daniel Farrow on $13 for Simon & Garfunkel. Larry Drish wants to Slaughter the Wildlife. Make sure he gets that for $49.99. I've got about 10, 15, I don't know, 20 more. If anybody else wants one, just let me know. I've got a couple of Japanese records here. This is The Tempters on Stage. That is a Japanese garage album for $29.99. The Champion Jack Dupree, yes, it's a 1961 U.S. Mono first press EX+++. So let me tell you what Paul didn't want to tell you. This is an unbelievably incredible near mint minus record. If you've been watching this blues collection, we've curated about 7,000 unbelievably incredible blues records, half of them sealed or half of them looking like they were just opened. And here's another prime example. We've had some incredible ones tonight. That is available. It's a final call, lock in a bid for $45. Nancy Sinatra for $9. Sell that to Jetstream. Final call. I didn't hear back from 3 other people that were bidding on this. I'm about to sell it to Phoenix Guitars for $30. Patrick Lear has the Champion Jack Dupree. A bid is locked in of $45. Here's another Japanese record. But look on the back. It's 364 Jackson Highway. The Muscle Shoals Sound Studio is on the back. And this is, I still don't really know who it is, but it's definitely a Japanese artist. But that Muscle Shoals Sound Studio picture is on the back. You know, where all those iconic albums were recorded, and iconic people recorded stuff. And then here's another, I believe, Japanese record. And this is called Group Sounds, $19.99. Everything in here is buy it now best offer. Now we got 2 bids on Champion Jack Dupree. And we have the Langley Schools Music Project, Innocence and Despair. That is sealed for $39.99. John Butcher Axe's Stare at the Sun, sealed with hop sticker, $14.99. And U2, The Unforgettable Fire. U2 is in VG condition, $14.99. It is in VG condition, also a VG cover. What a great album. Lightning Hopkins. I think we got a new buyer on our hands. Phoenix. I was waiting for a couple people to make sure they were done bidding, but I didn't hear back from them. Unless you're somebody else under a new account, let me know if you're a first-time buyer. Just say, yes, first-time buyer. That is sold to you. We've had several already tonight. That's sold to you for $30. Thank you. And if you are a first-time buyer, let me know, and then I'll get you registered, okay? And I'll tell you how to do that. Champion Jack's now at 47. Patrick, you're out. Thin Lizzy, Jailbreak. It's a 2008 copy, but it's nice. EX, $27.99. Tonight, there's going to be a jailbreak. The boys are back in town. Jazz Samba, Stan Getz and Charlie Bird, a very well-known jazz album. Jazz Samba, that's EX edition 1999. That's a 66 U.S. reissue, EX 1999. And Todd Rundgren, Something, Anything. Todd Rundgren, Something, Anything. That's a 2 LP, VG condition, $11.99. VG condition, $11.99. Carole King, this is called Simple Things. It's EX edition, $11.99. Champion Jack Dupree's at $48. If anybody wants to make an offer, go right ahead. So far, the only auction that has not sold all night is Fury Lewis and Booker White and Gus Cannon, or Fury Lewis with Booker White. It's an original 69 US sealed, $85. Riley Harrison on Getz for $14. That's sold to Riley Harrison. Champion Jack Dupree's at $48. Neil Rigler, your second. Next auction, since we're just down to one, is going to be Sun House and J.D. Short. Do y'all remember that Sun House we had earlier? It was incredible condition. Unbelievable. White cover, mint vinyl. Here's Sun House and J.D. Short, Blues from Mississippi Delta. And this is a 66 US mono. Paul says it's on the low end of VG+. So that means it's VG/VG+. But just so you know where it stands, Sun House and J.D. Short. The jacket is actually not bad whatsoever for a record like this. Pretty nice, honestly. We're going to put it up for a $25 start. So Phoenix Guitars, let me know if you're a first-time buyer. Just say yes, first-time buyer, okay? Still waiting for that confirmation because I did say that record. We got to get you registered if you are. Champion Jack Dupree's at 48, now 50. First is Riley on Getz. I think I've pulled that already, haven't I? I have. And next was TR for Todd Rundgren. Renee got that as sticker. Brian was next. Yeah, Champion Jack Dupree is a 1961 mono, and it's a first U.S. pressing. And, yeah, EX+++ on the vinyl. 3 plus signs on that one. It's just insane, like I've said before. It's just crazy for us to call these blues records near mint minus. I mean, you know, we typically don't try to grade anything truly near mint minus, but they are. I mean, there's not a mark on them. They look like they were just open. Kenny Rogers in the first editions. This is VG condition, $9.99. VG $9.99. Champion Jacks at 50. Riley put SH 26. That was on the Sun House. That's an opening bid. Not a first-time purchase. Okay, well, thank you and welcome back. Sorry, I don't think I've ever said your name. You might have been on a night when Paul was on doing a show, because I don't think I've ever said your name. But if I have, I apologize. I do have a lot of names databased up in my head and stored, and every once in a while I'm like, wait a minute, is that person new? And then I found out you're not, but welcome. Thank you. And how much was Thin Lizzy? It was a 2008 pressing. It was EX $27.99. $27.99. Continuing with this crate of Buy It Now Best Offer, Willie and Family Live. Willie Nelson and Family Live. That's a 2 LP. $14.99 for Mr. Willie. We have The Best of Joe's Son. That is sealed for $14.99. Mary Wilson, First Take. That is sealed for $14.99. And The Killing Fields, Mike Oldfield. That's the original soundtrack from the film The Killing Fields, $19.99. All right, Neil Rigler, you get the Champion Jack Dupree for $50. And the Sun House is only got one bid with Riley Harrison for $26. Some good deals slipping through here in part two. Just FYI, some no bids, etc. There's Sun House. Let me slide that over. And that's a final call to Riley for $26. Justin offered $10 for Willie Nelson. Gary said full price. Justin, you can have it, but it will be $14.99 if you want it. And then Phoenix Guitars said first editions for $7. And Renee's third on Willie. So let's go ahead and sell that to Phoenix Guitars for $7. And Derek offered $22 for Thin Lizzy. Sell that to Derek Paris for $22. Thank you. He said Gary can have it. So Gary Wellman, you get that for sticker price at $14.99. Next is Sun House, new bid 28. One more record, then one new auction. We have Wes Montgomery, A Day in the Life, $19.99. No conditionals on that. Our next auction is Mississippi Fred McDowell, 1904 to 1972. 1904 to 1972. Promotion copy, not for sale, distributed by Famous Music Corporation. It's not a promo marked label. It's a 1973 US EX Plus condition, a $25 start. Once again, phenomenal. That's a $25 start. Here's a look at the cover. It's Mississippi Fred McDowell. That's now up for bid. There's Wes Montgomery, A Day in the Life, 1999, doing some BINBO. Giorgio Moroder, From Here to Eternity. Giorgio is $29.99. Sun House is between Riley and Gary. Looks like Gary has it right now for $29. Marilyn Monroe and Yves Montand. Frankie Vaughan, Let's Make Love soundtrack. Yes, that's Marilyn Monroe. It's a 73 US reissue, $29.99. Of course, most of her films, 50s and 60s. I forgot what year she died, but sorry, I'm stretching. Marilyn Monroe, what I'm trying to say is Marilyn Monroe is sealed $29.99. Buy it now or best offer. Riley just let me know on Sun House. He's back in, Riley just bid 30, and Mississippi Fred McDowell has an opening bid of 25. The Black Crow, Southern Harmony and Musical Companion. And like I said, yes, this is a relatively new crate we just went through. I think it's a Laura crate, but I went through it really late one night, so when we're hitting it again, buy it now, best offer. There's the great Black Crow second album, their sophomore album, Southern Harmony and Musical Companion, $34.99. Mississippi Fred McDowell, just one bid for $25. We have the Rolling Stones, Bridges to Babylon. That's sealed, $34.99. That's the half-speed master gatefold 2 LP. That is Bridges to Babylon, $34.99 on the Rolling Bones. Ry Cooder, Get Rhythm, a gold stamp promo. VG condition on this one. VG condition on this one. That's $9.99. Kraken, this is EX $17.99. That's Special Touch, Kraken. EX edition $17.99. New bid on Mississippi Fred McDowell. Neil Rigler's at $27. Bill Toe, you've been outbid. Riley's done on Sun House. That's after Gary's bid of $31 came in. So now we can move Sun House and JD Short. Blues from Mississippi Delta to a final call at $31. Next is Crazy Horse at Crooked Lake. Yes, that went on to be Neil Young's backing band. EX $27.99. That is Crazy Horse. We have Gary Wellman on RC, and Terry Gerhardt offered $30 for the Stones. Terry was first, sold out to Terry for $30. Before that, Gary Wellman claimed to Ry Cooder, and then R.K. Tucker, you were second, offering $27 on the Stones. Next is Wanda Jackson, I Gotta Sing, VG Plus. What a bizarre cover. And I don't think I've seen that, but what a strange cover. Look at that. For a Wanda Jackson album from that era. $12.99 on Wanda. We also have a tribute to Dwight D. Eisenhower, a soldier and a statesman. EX $14.99 contains 4-page book of notes. Is it actually in here? Dwight D. Eisenhower. Yeah, it's got a little booklet about him as well. This man loved to golf. He was a member of Augusta National Golf Club, aka the Masters. Eisenhower tree on 17. Which is no longer standing. A storm came through and blew it over. Dwight Eisenhower, EX $14.99. So we have Mississippi Fred, new bid. Renee Scriver on CH. That was Crazy Horse. Gary Wellman on the Wanda Jackson. Riley Harrison, you're second. Let's go ahead and sell the Sun House. That's sold to Gary Wellman for $31. Mississippi Fred McDowell's at $30 with Bill Toe. $30 with Bill Toe, and that means Neil Rigler, you're out on Mississippi Fred McDowell. Let me know if you want back in on that. We have Elvis GI Blues. That's a mono Indianapolis press. VG condition, $19.99 for Elvis GI Blues. Little Richard's Grooviest 17 original hits. VG condition, $12.99. Long Tall Sally. Hank Williams Jr., The Last Love Song. Wow, don't get that one very often. Hank Williams Jr., VG Plus, $17.99. Mississippi Fred McDowell's at $32 now with Gary Wellman. And then Neil Rigler just bid $32. Looks like several people still bidding on that one. I've got a Japanese pressing of The Sound of Music. Julie Andrews, Rodgers and Hammerstein. This is The Sound of Music. I'm going to start this one at just $25. The reason is there's nothing wrong with the vinyl. It's still near mint minus and pristine. The Sound of Music. Yep, it's still really nice. But here's what I have inside. Or let me show you the front cover. Here's what I have as a problem. The front cover has a little bit of that humidity staining. A little bit of humidity staining. But the inside of the gatefold's nice. Nothing to show for here as far as damage. It's got, if I can flip through these pages, my hands are very dry. Yeah, there's book, there's pictures from the film, including color photos as the centerfold. But yeah, that's a $25 start. The Sound of Music, okay? Next comment was Mississippi Fred at 32, then another 32. And that means Gary and Neil is tied. Gary, you came in first. Neil, you're out. Elvis for $15 to Daniel Farrow. Sell that to Daniel for $15. Next is Uriah Heep Live. That's EX Edition $26.99. EX $26.99. And Daniel, if I would have waited 3 more seconds, you would have had to pay more for GI Blues because Terry said he would have taken a sticker price. That's happened to me to Munch tonight. I think I've took offers on on records that somebody would have claimed full price. I think I've probably undersold about $500 in records tonight. No big deal. But as soon as I say sold to somebody for $7, the next comment is somebody saying they'll take it at full price. Elijah Dole, you're going to get the Uriah Heep. Thank you. That's sold to Elijah Dole. That is sold. Neil Reigler is back in on Mississippi Fred at 34. That means Gary Wellman, you're out. Mary Wells Greatest Hits. This is in VG condition, $9.99. Go Little Honda, the Hondells. That's in VG condition, $9.99. Roger Daltrey, VG Plus, $9.99. And the brothers, Stan Getz, Zoot Sims, and Al Cohn, that's VG $9.99. Gary's back in on Mississippi Fred for $35. Fantastic. Let me move some empty crates around. That was a pretty solid crate of Buy Now Best Offer. It was pretty much full when I brought it over, and we've emptied about half of it out. I'm just going to read what's left in here right quick, and if you need additional information, just let me know, or a price, or if you already know the price and you're just waiting to see what's at the end of the bin so you can go ahead and make offers, just let me know. So, now I just gave those the reason to come back. Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. Yeah, for me, it's like, I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. But yeah. So kind of the key is to get in your offer. I guess a Buy It Now Best Offer strategy. I don't know how y'all look at it from the consumer point, but I guess the idea is to get in an offer as fast as possible. You know, if you get an offer really fast, you know, then you're going to automatically get a discount. But even if you do, even if somebody offers more, you still got first dibs, you know. But it takes a little bit longer to sometimes type that offer in. I think some people hesitate and like, whoop, and then do I have it, or, you know. I hope some of y'all have really good memories to keep up with what you have, but I've had some people tell me before, Chad, I've bought the same record from you 3 or 4 times because I don't know what I even have in my collection. I'm like, well, I don't either. I have no idea what I have. I'll probably have 10,000 between a couple of different places. That seems like a lot, but I have an enormous amount of Beatles records, both stored here at the store, my house, my mom's house, and I honestly have no idea what I have. So I've probably bought the same stuff. There's no telling how many duplicates of records I have. If anybody wants The Sound of Music, $25 Buy It Now on the Sound of Music soundtrack. $25 Buy It Now. Let's go through this crate one more time. I'm just going to read the titles, and if anybody wants to make an offer, let me know. First thing we have is Neil Reigler, Final Call on the Mississippi Fred for $42. I've got Laura Nero, Dennis Wilson. We have The Thief Who Came to Dinner, The Chambers Brothers, Solid Grease, The 10 Commandments, Sylvia, The Taming of the Shrew, Hugh Harris, Pointer Sisters, The Tempers. We have That Unknown Japanese Record, Group Sounds, The Langley Schools Music Project. We have The John Butcher Axis, U2 Unforgettable Fire. We have Carole King, The Best of Joe Son, Mary Wilson, Mike Oldfield, Wes Montgomery, Giorgio Moroder, Marilyn Monroe, The Black Crowes, Kraken, Dwight Eisenhower, Little Richard, Hank Williams Jr., Mary Wells, the Hondells, Roger Daltrey, and the Stan the brother Stan Getz. All right, so Fred McDowell sold to Neil Reigler for $42. That is sold. Seth Franzoni wants the Sound of Music for $25. Thank you, Seth Franzoni. That's sold to you for $25. I have 600, and they're shocked. That's a pretty good collection, though. That's it takes a long time. Future Fred collection. Oh gosh, I hope so, but also I hope not, because I mean, look how long it's took to sell Fred's records. I mean, we've been selling them off for years. When we go to buy people's collections, Paul will tell you this. People's like, well, I'm thinking about selling them myself. And I'm like, you have no idea what you're saying. You're going to literally try to sell all these. It's going to take you years. I mean, if you're not moving them, look how much we have left over, and we have this audience watching, and we have all these leftovers, and this is the good stuff. We think we put it out for sale. So people that want to try to attack all that themselves, I'm like, man, you're going to be selling your collection off for years then. So it works out a lot of times. That's why people call us. We give one big lump sum and move them all. But if you're still collecting, which most of y'all are, including me, that's why we're here, then you have a long ways to go. Hank Williams Jr. is called The Last Love Song. This is in VG Plus condition, $17.99. Hank Williams Jr., The Last Love Song, VG Plus condition, $17.99. Definitely an earlier one. Definitely an earlier one. All right. So we need more stuff like that, don't we? This is kind of where I'll try to find the next crate. So that was the last blues auction. And we have Fury Lewis and Buka White and Gus Canyon on the road again. And that's the only auction that has not sold. $85. Everything else tonight has sold at auction. We sold everything. And I still got some Japanese stuff I hadn't officially put up, but as of right now, everything's sold. The Crosby, Stills, and Nash is still available. It's still available. So I'm adding my Discogs. Yeah, I've never done that. It would take me a long time, but I need to. I've been telling Paul and everybody here I'm going to start thinning out my collection and selling off those duplicates. Oh, yeah, I've told y'all that too. That's right. I've been promising y'all my duplicates for my collection, I think, now for 3 years. And you know what I've done in the last 3 years? Just keep buying more records. You know, I'm in no hurry to sell them. Why would you want to sell your records? Well, unless you're selling them to us. We need you to sell them to us so we can sell more. But yeah, I mean, for y'all that watch and buying, you don't want to sell, right? No selling. You just buy. Why would you want to sell them? Look how much you've put into collecting them. All right, let me find another crate. Let's go through this one right here, buy no best offer. I'm going to drink me a V8 or something. I think I still got jet lag from the trip to Ohio. But even though we didn't fly, so I've got vehicle lag, I guess I should call it. I can feel it too. I'm getting pretty drowsy, and it's only 11 o'clock. I'm like, goodness gracious. I'm about to have to go drink a V8, which I'm going to head over and do right now so I can put up some more auctions. I got to stay fully charged for y'all. I was like, man, whew. But yeah, this trip to Ohio, I think that cold, being out in that cold for so long, I mean, we was out in it all day. We stayed in a tavern for a little while and, you know, watched the football games and ate and stuff. But, man, that weather, it zapped me pretty good. Shout out to Neva. Neva is Ed's wife. She brought me some boiled custard. Shout out Neva. I don't know if Ed and Neva's watching right now. I don't know if they tune in or not sometimes. But shout out to Neva. She brought me a whole quart of boiled custard. Oh boy, I'm going to drink it tonight after the sale. Probably all of it, and then make myself sick. But I love some homemade old-fashioned boiled custard. So we take a drink of water. I mean V8. All right. 12 on CSN. Let me find it, and I'll sell it to you. If I can find it is the key word. That was in John's check condition. Right here it is. All right, sell this to Bo for $12. Sell that to Bo 874 over on YouTube for $12. There you go, code. Oh yeah, it did. I mean, when I got home, I slept, but I'm still not charged, and I slept a long time yesterday too. But yeah, being in 20-degree weather, I was out in it, I guess, for combined. See, counting college game day and then the game, what, 8 hours probably? Something crazy, 9, 10, I don't know, 10 hours walking, all the walking we had to do. It was a lot. All right, let's do some buy it now best offer, folks. Pay close attention. We got 159 people watching at 11 o'clock, Christmas Eve. Buy it now best offer auctions. That V8's going to kick in here in a minute. I'll be going pretty fast. We're just going to go through records. I mean, I don't know what I'm grabbing. I got a system. We go through them, and then after I go through them, buy it now, I put them, I put these away for a while, so we got to go through everything at least one more time. Buy it now, best offer. We have Rockin' the Blues, rare Rockin' Blues from the 50s. Rare Rockin' Blues from the 50s. That is $24.99, an 87 French import compilation. Also, we have Maxwell Davis, Father of the West Coast R&B. This is $9.99. $9.99. We have Elvin Bishop. That is sealed, 1988. Elvin Bishop, Big Fun, $19.99. These are all buy it now or best offer. Downchild, it's been so long. 87 Canadian Press, sealed, $9.99. We have Eugene and the Blue Jeans, working for the Blues. That's an 87 US sealed, $14.99. Do you have Titan, Mind Over Metal? I think that's pretty difficult to find. No, I don't have it, but yeah, I think that's a pretty scarce record, best of my memory. Let me see if I can do a quick search. Maybe I'm thinking about something else. Titan, Mind Over Metal. No, it's pretty relatively available, it looks like. I just don't have one. Okay, next record is Bill Toe on Maxwell Davis. That's sold to Bill Toe. Riley Harrison on Rockin' for 17. Sold out to Riley for 17. Eugene sold to Riley for 9. Flying some out of the bins here. We have Sons of the Blues, Romance in the Bluestone, Cheetown Hustlers. That's an 85 French import. That's sealed for $19.99. Also, we have Walter Davis, the Bullet Sides. That's an 86 UK. That's sealed for $19.99. We have Carolina Jump Blues. Carolina Jump Blues is sealed for $14.99. I haven't officially introduced this auction. This is ABBA Super Trooper. It's a Japanese pressing, near mint minus and pristine. Just like all the others tonight, a $35 star for ABBA. That's officially up for auction. The Manish Boys, Satellite Rock. Satellite Rock is an 88 US, $9.99. Lovey's Music. This is $49.99. It's sealed. It's a 1984. It's a 1984 Chicago Blues, sealed $49.99. And we have Bill Toe on Carolina. This is Bill Toe on Carolina Jump Blues. That's sold to Bill Toe for $14.99. And then we have Sons, Riley Harrison, 11. Sons, and that was Sons of the Blues. Sons of the Blues, that is Riley. That one's marked $19.99. I'll do that one for $15. It's marked $19.99 sealed. And then MB Manish Boys, that's sold to Gary Wellman as sticker. First half, yeah. I will say this, at halftime, I actually had some confidence. I mean, at halftime when it was, I guess, 10-21, I was like, all right, come out second half, we score, and we're back in it. But we, not even close. Not even close. Down on Broadway and Main, A Decade of Blues and R&B. This is an 87 UK mono, $14.99. Riley said sold $15. That was Sons of the Blues. Sold out to Riley Harrison for $15. Mouthheart Blues, Shaky Jake. Now, we sold an original this earlier tonight. We sold an original for like $85 or $95. Here's an 86. It's $24.99, significantly cheaper. We sold an original earlier tonight. Charlie Musselwhite, Cambridge Blues, that is sealed for $29.99. An 88 German import, sealed $29.99. Jim Burns, I turned my night into day. An 87 import, sealed $14.99. And Richard Newell, a.k.a. King Biscuit Boy, an 88 Canadian import, sealed $14.99. Also, San Francisco Bay Blues, Jesse Fuller, that is sealed. It's either a 70s or an 80s. We won't really know unless you open it. Sealed $19.99. ABBA's a buy it now for $35. ABBA's a buy it now for $35. That is ABBA Super Trooper. ABBA Super Trooper. That's a buy it now for $35. Okay? That's a buy it now. Bill Toe on Burns. Bill Toe on Jim Burns. This one here. That's sold to Bill Toe. Thank you. Also, the Wildest Guitar, Mickey Baker. That is a Canadian mono remaster of an earlier Atlantic record. That is sealed for $29.99. If you just joined us, everything in here is buy it now or best offer. Riley Harrison on Fuller for $15. Sell that to Riley for $15. Thank you. Also, we have Louisiana Red and Chicago Blues Friends. Tribute to Muddy Waters, Boy from Black Bayou. That is sealed $29.99, an 83 German import, and this was the only time that was released to vinyl. Let me grab a new auction. New auction going up right now. It's a John Lennon pressing of Double Fantasy. I'm just sitting here watching the wheels go round and round. That's what I was doing at the Horseshoe at Ohio State. I was just watching the Vols go round and round and not doing much. John Lennon Oko Yono Double Fantasy, a $35 start. There's the Japanese booklet. There's the Japanese inner sleeve. There's the cover and obi, and John Lennon is a $35 start, Double Fantasy. Now, I don't know how many of y'all have ever traveled on the road to a football game, a big football game like that. But just FYI, if you're a team like Tennessee, especially with a fan base, not me, but with a fan base that talks a lot of smack, and you go on the road and that happens, you're going to get verbally abused at the game, okay? So if you have thin skin, you can't go, don't go, because you're going to get verbally abused at these football games. I don't know if y'all have ever traveled on the road at SEC games and been the opponent and went to these big games on the road, but you're going to get verbally abused. So walking out of the stadium, it's bad. We have Gary B.B. Coleman, One Night Stand, 88 US, $19.99. Gary B.B. Coleman, One Night Stand. So you got thin skin, you're probably going to start some kind of confrontation and probably end up in jail. Don't travel if you're a passionate fan, and there's going to be people just dogging you leaving the stadium. It's the worst feeling ever. Neil Young and the Blue Notes. This note's for you. 1988 US sealed, $24.99. So we got Barry B.B. Coleman. We have Neil Young and the Blue Notes. Juke Jumpers Live. This is sealed $14.99, 1988 US. Sealed $14.99. Juke Jumpers. Also, Full Gain. Grady Gaines and the Texas Upsetters. This is sealed $14.99. Was that bad? It was tied with Arkansas. Oh, yeah. It's tied for Arkansas. They played Rocky Top at the end. Nah, nah, hey, hey, goodbye. Welcome to Big Ten football. SEC sucks. You're the Indiana of the SEC. Yeah, we heard a lot of stuff. Jeff Beck, also more colorful language that I can't repeat here live. Jeff Beck and the Yardbirds, I Ain't Done No Wrong. That's a 1980 US sealed, $24.99. Bill Toe on Juke. Juke Jumpers is sold to Bill Toe. Thank you. And we have the Pontiacs, 100 Miles to Go. This is an 89 US sealed, $14.99, 1989. By the way, Gary Wellman is in on the John Lennon at $35. That's near mint minus and pristine. Double Fantasy, a final call. Richard Newell, $10. Let me find that one. Is that still in here? Richard Newell? It is. Seth Franzoni, that's sold to you for $10. By the way, there's a sealed Neil Young in here and a Jeff Beck and the Yardbirds with a very bizarre cover. And we have Fenton Robinson, Mellow Fellow. This is a 1986 UK, $14.99. 86 UK, $14.99. Fenton Robinson, Mellow Fellow, $14.99. And brings out the Blues and Me, Seal Johnson. I always want to say Sly, but it's Seal Johnson. Brings out the blues in me, urban blues. That's an original 1980 U.S. sealed, $74.99. $74.99. One more, and then I'm going to update these auctions. Laverne Baker sings Bessie Smith. That's an 88 U.S. mono remaster. Laverne Baker, $24.99. All right. So before I sell that, I have an Obi-less Peter Gabriel. It is a Japanese pressing, or let me make sure the Obi's not hidden. So we have John Lennon. This is sold for $35 to Gary Wellman. 35. I live in cousin where my brethren horribly behave. Penn State. Yeah, well, it's just, I don't know. Just college football. That's how it is. That is sold for $35. That's sold for $35 to Gary Wellman. Now, here's an Obi-less Peter Gabriel. I think it's Obi-less. I should have put this up a long time ago, but this is the Rain on the Car album. Man, it's nice. It's Japanese, just no Obi. A $25 start. This has the song Climbing Up on Salisbury Hill, one of my favorites, especially by Peter Gabriel. There's the Japanese lyric book. The cover does have a little bit of wear. It's unusual for this Japanese pressing like this to have this much wear. Mostly just right there. A little bit of chipping on the spine, or I should say color breaks. $25 start. $25 start. That's Peter Gabriel. That's up for bid, okay? And that's a Japanese pressing, no Obi. Laverne Baker was sealed, $24.99. Little Milton, If Walls Could Talk. That's a 1970 U.S. stereo. Little Milton is VG Plus, $19.99. Little Milton, If Walls Could Talk, VG Plus, $19.99. And Homesick James. Homesick James is a 73 U.S. white label promo. EX edition, $22.99. Homesick James. Gary's in on Peter Gabriel at $25. I also have a Hall & Oates, Doobie Brothers, and here's Hall & Oates Private Eyes. Hall & Oates is a $35 start. This is Private Eyes, Japanese pressing, near mint minus and pristine. Get these quite often, but they always sell. They always sell. That's a $35 start. Hall & Oates, Private Eyes. Gary Wellman on LM, Little Milton. That's sold to Gary Wellman. VG Plus, $19.99. That's sold. And we have Last Night, Carrie Bell. A 73 U.S. white label promo, EX edition, $17.99. Carrie Bell, Last Night. That's EX edition, $17.99. Willie Maben is back. Funky. 72 U.S. pressing. There's some bubbles and some of those pressing dimples on side 2, which almost always never affect playback. That's VG condition, $19.99. Hall & Oates, $25. I think did I say $25? I'll go ahead and take a $25 bid. I think I said $35, but Terry, I accept your $25 bid. Both auctions are at $25, going once, going twice. Anthology de Blues. I think that's French. It is. Jimmy Witherspoon. VG Plus, just $9.99. That's a 69 French import compilation. Neil Regular on Laverne Baker for $20. Thank you. That's sold to Neil for $20. Next is Scruffin' with Stu Ramsey and Chicago Slim. That's a 69 US VG condition, $9.99. And this is EX $12.99. This is what? Andy Just. Go Rockin'. I can't really make that out. Not a great job of that font there. EX $12.99. Hall & Oates $25. Hall & Oates $26. Gary Wellman has a final call on the Japanese Peter Gabriel for $25. Riley Harrison wants the anthology of Jimmy Witherspoon. Yep, that's sold to Riley Harrison. Thank you. Hall & Oates is now at 30. Gary, you're out. West Virginia Slim Electric Blues Band. West Virginia Slim. That's an early U.S. reissue. VG Plus, $19.99. I didn't even mean to grab a blues crate. Nothing wrong with it. We've sold almost everything in here. At least, let me rephrase that. We've sold half of everything in here. I didn't even mean to grab another blues crate, but Paul's just marked so much lately, it's hard to avoid blues crates. But, man, I mean, this is the stuff we never see. Bill Toe wants Andy. I mean, any other time that we would get probably being asked, where's your blues records? We get asked all the time. Now we got 7,000. Uh, and we're trying to show them all. It's incredible. We have the best of Mississippi John Hurt, a 71 US EX edition, $22.99. We have Paul Butterfield Blues Band, but there's some other great stuff in here that's not really blues, but it's EX $17.99, Paul Butterfield Blues Band, EX $17.99. And we have Jimmy Witherspoon, Spoonful, featuring Robin Ford. That Jimmy Witherspoon is VG Plus $9.99. We have Fury Lewis live at the Gaslight at the Go-Go, a 71 US white label promo, EX edition $22.99. Terry Gerhardt on JW or JH, which is John Hurt. That is sold to Terry Gerhardt. Jeremiah, you were second. Jimmy Reed, I Ain't From Chicago. That's a 73 US quad, EX edition $22.99. Stompin', Volume 15. These are unofficial compilations. We've had a bunch of them. VG Plus, $19.99. Stephen A. Young on Paul Butterfield. Paul Butterfield, that's sold to Stephen A. Young for $15. I'll go ahead and do that one. Peter Gabriel, let's go ahead and sell that. Peter Gabriel for $25, and that is Peter Gabriel. That's sold to Gary Wellman for $25. Gary Wellman, yeah, that was that single bid, $25. And now the Hall & Oates. I think the other bidder went out. Let me check that right quick. Let's see here. That's sold. Let me figure out. I think if the bidder went out on this, yeah, Gary went out. So Terry Gerhardt gets that for $30. No Jazz. Oh yeah, that's well, it's kind of like the blues, Chris. It's something we don't get too often. Jazz albums are very, very difficult to come across. I have new pressings we run across occasionally, but jazz will appear, but it's very scarce, and we have a couple people. Every time one of them pops up, they buy it. So they will pop up, and we do have it, but it's pretty scarce. I would say the blues are scarce, but if you're watching tonight, you're like, excuse me? But typically they are. Same way with jazz records, but they do pop up. We have an inventory of probably 100,000 LPs that are unprocessed. We have thousands of unprocessed records. So a jazz record could pop up at any time. The Buy It Now Best Offer bins are probably going to be pretty scarce of it, because if there was a jazz album, it probably already got grabbed. Patrick Leard and any of the buyers watching will tell you that. They do pop up, but they get grabbed pretty fast. Patrick Lear, you get Jimmy Reed for $15. And we have Sugar Blue Crossroads. Sugar Blue is EX $12.99. And we have BB King Easy Listening Blues, EX $17.99. EX $17.99, BB King. But we hadn't bought just like a jazz collection in quite some time. We get collections with jazz records, but an actual, quote, jazz collection, it's pretty scarce as well. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I've got 4 records, 4 Japanese pressings that have not been offered, and we're going to offer them all for a $25 buy now. These are all $25 buy nows, okay? We have the Doobie Brothers, Living on the Fault Line. We have the Beach Boys Light Album. We have Hall & Oates Big Bam Boom. Hall & Oates Big Bam Boom, 2 of them, identical. And then we have ABBA Super Trooper. $25 buy it now. Those are all $25 Japanese records. Instead of putting them up for $35, they may have sold for $35, $40, $45. I'm going to go ahead and just say they're $25 buy it nows, and they're available. First is Neil Rigler on that Stompin' compilation. We're going to sell that to him for $14. And then we have BB King 12, but then 2 other people wanted it for a sticker. So, Larry, this is yours, but it would be $17.99 if you want it. If not, Jeremiah said he'll take it, then Terry. And then Terry Gerhardt also wants the Doobie Brothers for $25. And, of course, all the Japanese stuff is going to get sold. So, or what am I saying? Condition on, I forgot what I was saying. I was in the middle of a sentence there, but I don't know what I was trying to say. BB King is EX. It's nice, EX, in shrink. You have divs, but it'd be sticker price. Doobie Brothers goes to Terry. Daniel wants ABBA and Doobie Brothers. ABBA's available. I'll sell it to you for $25, but the Doobie Brothers already been claimed. That leaves the Beach Boys and Hall & Oates Big Bam Boom. Larry Drish gets the BB King. All right, I'm just going to read through these one more time, and if you need a price, still some great blues titles in here. I'm going to try to find another crate to go through. Thanks for spending Christmas Eve with me. It's almost here in Middle Tennessee. It's almost Christmas Eve. Greatly appreciate the support as always. We still got plenty more stuff to go through. I'm going to try to find more of a mixed crate next. I think I got my eye on one over here. And let's see, Freddie Kings. Yeah, all the auctions are gone. All the posted advertised auctions have sold. Here's the only thing that has not sold. Fury Lewis with Buka White and Gus Cannon on the road again. It's an original 69 sealed. $85 buy it now. That's the only auction, minus these, which technically aren't auctions, have not sold. That's it. Everything else is gone. Every blues record sold. If you need a price, if you want to go ahead and make an offer, be my guest. Ask me at any time. We got Elvin Bishop. We got Downchild. It's been so long. We have Walter Davis, the Bullet Sides. Lovey's Music, Lovey Lee. Down on Broadway and Maine. Mouth Heart Blues, Shaky Jake, and like I said, we sold an original of that tonight. That was an 86 pressing. Charlie Musselwhite, Cambridge Blues, The Wildest Guitar, Mickey Baker, Louisiana Red, that's Boy from Black Bayou. We have Gary B.B. Coleman, Neil Young and the Blue Notes, also Full Grain, Grady Gaines and the Texas Upsetters, Jeff Beck and the Yardbirds, the Pontiacs, 100 Miles to Go, Fenton Robinson, Mellow Fellow, Slide, Seal Johnson, man, I want to say Sly every time. Seal Johnson brings out the Blues and Me, and Homesick James. Shaky Jake, Mouth Heart Blues is a 1986 press, $24.99. $24.99. Last night, Kerry Bell, 73 US white label promo, EX $17.99, and Willie Maben's Back Funky. The Jeff Beck with a bizarre cover. It's like taken out in the Grand Canyon or something. It's one of those koala issues. It is 1980 US, $24.99, and it is sealed. It is sealed. Scruffing with Stu Ramsey and Chicago Slim, VG Condition, $9.99. West Virginia Slim, that was Electric Blues Band. Also Jimmy Witherspoon, Sugar Blue, Crossroads, and Fury Lewis, live at the Gaslight a Go-Go. Live at the Gaslight a Go-Go. All right, let me be looking for the next crate. We're about to swap over and put up some new stuff. I could probably pull one over here next to me, or actually, we freed up a lot of crates today. Me and Paul worked on condensing all the half-off stuff to make sure if we show something half off, then we put it in a spot so we know we've gone through them. And then if it's buy now best offer, they could appear later in a flip crate, or sometimes we randomly crate stuff up and show it at half off. So who knows, right? But right now these are this particular crate's buy it now or best offer. Seth Franzoni said 20 on Jeff Beck. That's sold to Seth Franzoni. I'm going to put Shaky Jake, Shake and Bake back in the crate unless Riley decides he wants to make an offer on it. I'm going to go ahead and condense. Speaking of condensing, put these right over here with some of the other stuff I've shown tonight. But that's what we do. So, yeah, we freed up, let's see, 2, 4, how many is that? 2, 4, 5. That's 5, 10, 15, 20, 22, 24. We emptied 24 crates today just condensing recently priced stuff over here in our actual record bins. But I think it might be time for a half-off crate. I think it's time we find a half-off crate. Let me try to find one that's not blues. Here is one, I think. Well, there's some in here, but what y'all will love because we got some blues buyers. But yeah, let's go through a random half-off crate here. But man, yeah, there's some blues in here. There's also some stuff that's not blues. So let's go through it. This is going to be the first half-off crate of the night. I hadn't got to do one yet. Hadn't done one in a while, actually. So let's go through this crate half off. So this will be major discount. I'll make all the work easy for you. You don't even have to type in you don't even have to type in an offer. You don't even have to type in an offer. You know what this is going to be? Half off. And there's a rule. No more and no less. That means the price I tell you is the price. They're no more and they're no less, okay? They're fun crates. This will be the last time you'll see these again for a while. These were marked back in on November 8th. November 8th. Wow, I don't think I've shown these in a while. That's actually quite a bit. I used to have a rule. We would put out so much stuff, and our shows were a lot shorter. I used to not discount records half off until they've been in here 1 year. If I did that now, we would have so much inventory, we wouldn't be able to walk in here. About every 30 to 60 days, more so 60, we go through a complete inventory change here at the store. That's how often we completely flip everything in this store. An entire record store with a new inventory about every 60, maybe 90 days at the most. I check these stickers and they get put away. So all new stuff. I tell somebody, if you visit the store out of town and you come back a couple months, it's going to be a whole new vintage and new vinyl inventory. Tanya Tucker, Riding Rainbows. This is sealed for $10, 1977, sealed Tanya Tucker. Once again, the price I'm telling you is the half off price. There's no further discounts, 50% off. I can't do 50% off, then another 50% off. We'd have to go out of business. The Reducers. I'd be in a van down by the river. A 1984 Power Pop record, The Reducers. $10 on the Reducers. Tanya Tucker was sealed, by the way. Cliff Richard, Wired for Sound. Cliff Richard is $5. Cliff Richard, $5. We have They Said It Couldn't Be Done, but we did it. The Dales. The Dales, $7.50. Looks like they're climbing Mount Everest, but they're not actually. The Dales, $10. Ocean, Put Your Hand in the Hand. That's $5. And Spiritwood, that looks interesting. 1979 Folk Rock. It was originally marked $39.99. Now it's $20. Folk Rock, 79 pressing. Spiritwood, $20 on that. Country Joe McDonald, Paradise of an Ocean View. That's $7.50. Toll My Captain. Leon Bibb sings Chain Gang and work songs. That's now $10. Toll My Captain. Daniel Farrow on Ocean. That's sold to Daniel Farrow. First half off record is $5. These are half off. Going to show any magazines tonight. Perhaps. I did find that tub that I was looking for the other night, Regina. I'll see how much time we get to here, I guess, near the conclusion of vinyl and see what we're going to do. Gary Wellman on CJM, Country Joe McDonald. That is sold for $7.50. Riley Harrison gets Captain for $10. Moving on, we have Lost Jr. This is a 1976, looks like a Spanish or Mexico record. Lost Jr., El Grupo del Amor. That is now $10, 1976 sealed. Louisiana Red sings the blues. Uh-oh, half off of $50. Now $25, a 1972 sealed. 1972 sealed, now $25 on Louisiana Red. We have the Sharks, First and Last Live. This is $10. Now, sorry, I saw a message come through. Somebody wanted to buy something. Let me see what this says. Greg Cook. Greg, are you watching live right now? I just saw your message come in. You're still on the Book of White. I guess. Barry Lewis, Book of White. Gus, are you still watching? Let me send this message. I just saw somebody basically wanted to buy this Fury Lewis, but I got to make sure he's watching live. So what happened here? Gary Wellman, Louisiana. Thank you, Gregory, for tuning in as always. Gary Wellman, that's sold to you for $25. Terry Gearhart was second. Also, we have Johnny 7, Rockin' in the Boogie. 1981 Blues, that's $7.50. Johnny 7. Hip Link Chain, Change My Blues. Hip Link Chain is a 1981 Chicago Blues. $12.50 for Hip Link Chain. Eddie Clearwater, Fred Below, Eddie Taylor. Direct from Chicago. A 1986 French copy, sealed, now $25. $25, Eddie Clearhead. Terrence, An Eye for an Eye. A 69 blues rock album, $10. Terrence, An Eye for an Eye, $10. Riley Harrison on 7. That's Johnny 7. That's sold to Riley Harrison for $7.50. Riley Harrison also on Hip Link Chain. Thank you, Riley Harrison. Ernest Rogers, Merry Christmas. Is it Christmas Eve yet? Nope, we still got 28 minutes. It's still the 23rd. It's still the 23rd. We also have Charlie Parker of Orchestra, One Night in Washington. Charlie Parker is $10. I don't know if whoever was asking for jazz, I don't know where your borderline starts, but I mean, there's Charlie Parker. He's $10. Oh, I had some new jazz albums earlier too. We had Ornette Coleman, and we had what else did we have? Ornette Coleman. We had that Herbie Hancock. Daniel Farrow on Charlie Parker. That's so to Daniel Farrow. Thank you. Also, the MGs. The MGs is a 1973 seal, $10 on the MGs. Next is Trashy White Band, All Night. Trashy White Band, 1983 country. Actually, the guy that just commented, Ernest Rogers, he was in this band. Trashy White Band, $10. Isn't that right, Ernest? Trashy White Band, wow. $10. Gary Wellman on the MGs, that's sold to Gary Wellman. That's a 73 sealed, that's $10. Sell that to Gary Wellman. Trashy White Band, All Night. They were just being honest, too. Great Heart Players, 1927 to 1930. That's an 83 UK sealed, $20. Great Heart Players, the complete recordings of Francis and Sowell L. Watson, Palmer, McAbey, Freeman Stowers, Blues, Birdhead, Alfred Lewis in chronological order. That's early stuff, 1927, 1930. $20 on that. We have Bill Toe on White. He wants the Trashy White Band. Ernest, you're famous. People still buying your records after all these years. That is sold to Bill Toe for $10. Thank you. Next is B.W. Stevenson. He was known for that song, My Maria. This one's called Lost Feeling. B.W. Stevenson is $6.50. We have Charlie and the Roosters, Shake It Down. That's an 85 UK power pop, $10. Charlie and the Roosters, and this is, what is this called? It's in Spanish, no wonder. Accendinia la Machina del Tempo. Acedini la Machina del Tempo. That is a 1996 Italian. That's garage music. Where the heck is Chris Knapp? A half-off garage record for $10. Chris Knapp should be all over that. And we have Paul Wayne live at the garage. We had a happy hour, $7. Chad, that's what I love about you, your sense of humor. I was just being honest. Paul Wayne live at the garage. And we have the, what is this? This is the Guess Who. I think this is two bands. This is the Staccatos and the Guess Who, a wild fair. Now, the Guess Who started pretty early in the 60s. Burton Cummins, Bachman. But yeah, this is a 68 Canadian. Two bands, both on each side, $12.50. Also, we have 100 Years War. This is a 1999. This is emo, $7.50. Also, we have Joe Thomas, Make Your Move. Joe Thomas is $7.50. Make Your Move. Cattle Records. We've got that Hillbilly Fever. Dexter Johnson and his Tennessee Valley Boys. That is $6.50. Rock and Roll Revival, Bill Haley and the Comets. That's now $7.50. Bill Haley, $7.50. And Lifeline, Roy Ayers, $15 on Lifeline, Roy Ayers. That's on Polydor. Fantastic vinyl, by the way. We have Utopia with Todd Rundgren. Utopia is $10. This is a half-off bin, so the price, I'm telling you, is the price. No more, no less. Also, we have Desperate Dan. This is called what? That's hard to read. Let me check the label on this one. Getting Spruced Up, Desperate Dan Band. That is at 87 UK, $7.50. Bill Toe on Roy Ayers. Brent also put RA, and looks like Chris C also put it, and so did Sky Society. Wow. 4 people went after that one. Bill Toe was first. Law, hold on to it. Law is $5. I believe that's what that says, right? Yeah, hold on to it. Law. Colin Butler also in on the Roy Ayers list. Tartaros, the first Portuguese surf garage group. That's a 2012. Looks like it's some rare 45 comps. $12.50 on that. Also, we have the Transmitters, 2007 Canadian Power Pop. That's $8.50. The original recorded versions, 20 years of hits. That is $10. $10. And We have Charlie Parker, Bird, the Savoy Session recordings, Master Takes. That is now $15. It's a 2 LP. It's a 2 LP, Charlie Parker. That's $15. Riley Harrison on the Tartaros, I should say. That's sold to Riley Harrison, $12.50. So, Chris, you're probably just looking at your YouTube chat. This is also streaming to Facebook. So if you look right here where my hand is, like there's a Facebook comment. There's a Facebook comment. And right here is where Ernest just commented and Riley. Those are on Facebook. And those are only going to be shown here on the screen. Because if you're looking at your YouTube chat, you're only seeing comments coming through YouTube, through the YouTube app. You can't see what people's saying on Facebook unless you look here on the screen. Now, unless you got this on a big screen, these are going to be very small. But whatever's put right here, it matches on my phone. See how I can line that up? So whatever comes through on my phone matches up with Restream. This is being streamed to YouTube, Facebook, and X. So you're not going to see everybody's comments unless you're looking at what comes through on the screen. Rock and Roll Girls. This is $10. It's a compilation. Rock and Roll Girls. $10 on that. Feeling Kind of Lucky. Big Sandy and his Fly Right Boys. 87 Rockabilly. Wow. Half off of $64.99. That's $32.50. That's $32.50. Big Sandy. This is Appearing Inside Tonight. The one and only Bourgeois Blues Band. I hate that word. $7.50. Bourgeois Blues Band featuring the latest release, Let the Dogs Run. $7.50. No other notes on it besides that. Leslie Holt on the Girls, Rock and Roll Girls. That's sold to Leslie Holt for $10. Also, we have Martini Jazz Inspired Compositions. That's an 81 Czechoslovakian press. Wow, Czechoslovakia. Kelly Croom on Big Sandy. That's sold to Kelly. This one here, that's sold to Kelly Croom for $32.50. Big discount. Kelly grabs that one up. Jean-Luc Ponty, Storyteller. That is $7.50. Ginger Litch on Original, and that was Original. Was that the Big Sandy? No. Let me figure out what Original was. Original. This here. Oh, excuse me. Oh no, I'm yawning. Huh. I told you I was getting sleepy unusually early. The original recorded versions. If that's what you wanted, Ginger, that's sold to you for $10. How much was Martini Jazz? That, Leslie, was $7.50. Martini Jazz. Also, last couple half-off records in here was the Cybermen, Needle's Eye. 96 German garage record, that's $10. It's got a pretty bad corner ding, though, as y'all can see. $10 on the Cybermen, though. The Sharks, Seven Deadly Fins. The Shark is $5. The Sharks, plural. And Conway Twitty, Now and Then. Conway is $5. Leslie on the Martini Jazz. That's sold to Leslie for $7.50. And Gary Wellman on MJ. And MJ was... what was MJ? Cyberman. What was before that? Let me know if I missed something with MJ. But Gary, I will say the Cybermen for $10. Yeah, that's the last of the auctions. All the Japanese are sold, except those three. They're $25 buy nows. All the blues auctions sold. And we actually had a guy message the page and basically say he wants to buy this last no bid. What should he do? I haven't heard back from him. Greg Cook, if you're watching, I saw your message come in, but hopefully you're watching live so I can explain how everything works to you. And then Charlie Parker. The vinyl has no condition notes. No condition notes. It's very clean. It's a Gatefold 2LP. Now the cover is probably VG. There's a little bit of chipping right up here and along the top. We'll call it 15. MJ, yeah, Michael Jordan or Michael Jackson. Typically in this business, MJ means Michael Jackson. Now if we was doing sports card auctions, MJ would mean Michael Jordan. Rick Harrington gets that for 15. But Gary, if I did miss something for MJ, let me know and I'll take care of that for you. All righty. Oh, Chad's got to do a little stretching right quick. Oh, wow. I've done an unusual amount of stretches tonight. I've got those holiday Christmas Eve like Naps already pre-programmed it. My body knows what I'm going to do tomorrow if we don't do a sale, which, by the way, is still up for debate. So I'll let y'all know before showtime tomorrow. Either way, you'll either see us on or not. But I think my body knows what I'm about to do. Sleep the next couple of days. Lots of rest. Martini Jazz. Okay, yeah, I was about to say, it's probably for Martini Jazz. My bad. Okay, here we go. I'm just going to read through these one more time very quickly. If anybody wants something in here, just let me know, okay? If you need a price, this is the half-off bin. We have Tanya Tucker. We have the Reducers, Cliff Richard, the Dales, Spirit Wood, Lost Jr., the Sharks, Eddie Clearwater, and Eddie Taylor, Terrence. This was great Heart players, early blues stuff there, 27 to 30 Heart players, and I think that's harmonica, by the way, not a harp. That's harmonica, the Juice harp. B.W. Stevenson and Charlie and the Roosters. Kelly Krumel Spirit. Spirit was Spirit Wood. That sold for $20. No Time for Sleep. I know it. Huh. I let out a big one right then. That was a big yawn. We have a Cindy. This was this completely Spanish or Italian. Sounds Italian or Spanish to me, but it's an Italian pressed record. Garage. Paul Wayne live at the garage. I may have skipped that earlier. I didn't show that. Paul Wayne live at the garage. If I did, I don't remember it. $7.50. That's why I always go back through these. The Staccatos and the Guess Who. 100 Years War. Joe Thomas. We've got the Hillbilly Fever, Rock and Roll Revival, Todd Runner and Utopia. The Heart Price, that was this early blues comp. It was an 83 UK sealed. It's half off of $39.99. It cost it looks like it cost $13 back in 1984. That wasn't cheap in 1984, I would say. Inflation calculator. When I find these price tags, I always like checking. Let's see, U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. Let's check right quick. So in 1984, because when was this pressed? Yeah, 83, 84. We'll say 84. $13 for a sealed record back then. That was like spending $42.45. So this record cost in 1984, if you were buying it today, and it looks like it was marked down. There's a price tag over a price tag. Yeah, it looks like it was 14 at one point. So this record was between $40 and $45 roughly in 1984. And that's exactly what new vinyl costs today. 34, 37, 37, 37, 34, 40, 30, 34. That was actually pretty pricey. That was pretty pricey for 1984. That cost, but yeah, 1983 sealed, $39.99. Now it's $20 in today's money. $20, at least right here, right now it is. Law, hold on to it. The Transmitters, Bourgeois Blues Band, Jean-Luc Ponty, the Sharks, and Conway Twitty. But yeah, I've already kind of got these down to 25, but they're very common titles. I would love to sell these last few Japanese pressings if anybody wants to make an offer. I've got them at 25, and that will sell off all of the Japanese from last week officially. Okay, so there you have it. Paul Wayne, my first garage group. The back of the trailer park before my white trash days. Yeah, Ernest was in a band called the White Trash Boys. South Carthage or Carthage? All right. So I guess we need to do something else like that, right? That one had some interesting stuff in it. Let me make sure I put this in the right place so I know I've gone through them half off. But I also need to keep them close in case somebody decides they want something. I try not to put them away too fast, but I also make sure that they don't get gone or get mixed back up, because I don't like showing half off stuff again until it's like maybe even further discounted. So Japanese Beach Boys, $20. Gary, they are the Beach Boys, the Light album or the LA album, and then Hall & Oates Big Bam Boom. Hall & Oates Big Bam Boom. Hickman. Yeah, for those that don't know Middle Tennessee, you come from a town called Hickman. What do you expect, right? Hickman. All right, I think we can find another half off bin. Let's find another one over here. I see some pretty cool stuff in here. I see some Blue Note, and I see some Hollies, and I see some Bram Tchaikovsky, and I see a little bit of country, and I do see some more blues. I think this will make a great half off bin. I'm trying to fill up this, was this the sixth crate? The sixth crate of sold vintage stuff tonight, which would be fantastic. I technically hadn't went through the new vinyl a second time. I'm going to go ahead and sell. Well, Gary said he'll take one of each. So Daniel, he was actually first. So let me sell him Hall & Oates for $25 and the Beach Boys for $25. And that leaves one Hall & Oates Big Bam Boom for $25. Okay? Let's go through some more half-off vintage pre-owned. Let me make sure behind the counter there's no more Japanese titles. I've already told David no. Hope he hadn't already went to bed in case I find more. But I think Paul's, that's all he sold on Saturday. Laura had auctions ready, but they decided to do Japanese, so in case I do have a sale tomorrow, we'll have auctions, and she's already photographed. So we actually already have basically in the pipeline more stuff ready. Yeah, there's a few more over here. I got a few more, it looks like, that was left over from the other night. But I'll probably just show them for buy it nows. But I'm pretty sure they've already been shown. So let's reduce them and try to get a few more sold. Oh boy. All right. We have the Doobie Brothers Farewell Tour, a $25 buy it now. Boston Pops, Pops in Space, and Chicago 18. Yeah, Chicago 18. These are now just 25. Last time these were 35, no bid. So there's Chicago, there's Boston Pops, there's the Doobie Brothers. Any vintage rock. If there's vintage rock tonight, it will probably appear in this bin. I can't believe it, but we've actually been light on the vintage rock lately. I know people, every time I've shown something like Hendrix or Steely Dan or Fleetwood Mac, it's been grabbed up immediately. I can't believe it, but we've actually been low on just vintage classic rock stuff. P Ridge. I usually tell people P Ridge is close to Chestnut Mound. When somebody asks where P Ridge is, I'll say it's close to Chestnut Mound if that helps you. We have the Mannequins. Half off. Let's do some half off. This is Punk, a 2004 Italian press. $10 on the Mannequins. R.K. Tucker wants Chicago for $25. Now, we've restocked some Japanese. Those are just $25 buy nows. R.K. Tucker got Chicago for $25. Next in the half off bin, these are half off, no more, no less. This is Hot Licks and Fancy Tricks. Hank C. Burnett, a 79 UK Rockabilly, $7.50. Tucker's Delight, 1980 Country Rock, $7.50. Tucker's Delight, $7.50 on that. Tim Hollier, A Message to Harlequin. That looks very interesting, doesn't it? Tim Hollier, Message to a Harlequin. It's a 1969 OG sealed, $22.50 on Imperial. Half off of $45. Bram Tchaikovsky. This is Pressure. This is $10 on Bram Tchaikovsky. Bram, you know what I mean. Next thing we have is Sins, Anson Thunderbird and the Rockets featuring Sam Myers. That's an 87. That's Harmonica Blues, $12.50. On P Ridge, there's actually a road named Outchonder Road. Look it up, no lie. Got caught hunting deer on my truck when I was road 16. Ernest shooting deer out of his truck. It doesn't get more Tennessean than that. Retta Hughes, Star Piece. This is a 1980 sealed Retta Hughes Star Piece, $10. Gary Wellman on AT. AT was for AT. I bet you meant AF. Did you mean BT? Did you mean TH? You meant something there. We have Milcho Levy. No, that's Leviev. Milcha Levev, Destination. That's a 1987. That's ambient. Ambient. $7.50. Jackson Browne, For Every Man. Jackson Browne, first thing I always look on this cover is how beat up is the window. This one has a little bit of a tear right there and a little bit of a ding, but there's no condition notes on that tin. Yeah, he did mean Anson. I figured you did. Anson, Thunderbird, and the Rockets. That's so did Gary. Now just $12.50. Going through a half off bin here late tonight, 11:52. We got 181 people watching. 11:52. That's pretty good since I had to restart the stream. Got everybody back on. Thanks for participating. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. We have the Beetle Beat. That's $10. Gary Wellman takes the Jackson Browne. So the price I'm saying are the half off prices. I've got a couple of reduced price Japanese pressing here, including John Williams. If you're wondering what Pops in Space is, ever heard of John Williams? Let's see. Have you ever watched Harry Potter? Have you ever watched Star Wars? Have you ever watched Jurassic Park? How about E.T.? How about Close Encounters of the Third Kind? Ever watched Indiana Jones? Well, that man did all the music to those movies. Boston Pops, John Williams Pops in Space. This is a $25 buy now. What is he actually doing on here? Let's see. Oh, yeah. I forgot about Superman, too. Superman. March love theme. So he's doing Empire Strikes Back and music from the first Star Wars and Close Encounters. So, yeah, Superman, Empire Strikes Back, Star Wars, and Close Encounters. And he's doing multiple songs from Spider-Man, Empire, the first Star Wars, New Hope, and Close Encounters. So, yeah, John Williams. That's Jaws. Yeah, there's another one. I mean, gosh, the list. I watched that thing, Disney Plus. If you have Disney, there's a documentary on John Williams. And, man, I watched it twice. I kind of watched it paying attention, then I watched it a second time in passing, kind of at the gym. But yeah, Jaws. What else am I forgetting? Whew. I named off a lot right then. E.T., Close Encounters, Indiana Jones, Harry Potter, Star Wars. I forget about Jaws. I mean, let's see here. Where else could we name it off? So, Jurassic Park, yep. I mentioned that one earlier, but I'm trying to think of something I hadn't thought of. What have I not thought of? There's something big I'm missing. Close Encounters. The Olympics theme, yep. The Olympics theme. There you go. I feel like there's one more big movie or one more, Schindler's List. Patrick just got it. Schindler's List, yeah. Schindler's List. That's a big one. That's a big one. Okay, so back to the half off bin. Sorry. I have convinced Seth Franzoni he needs that. You'll like that. I love listening to score music. John Williams, Home Alone. There's another one. Home Alone. Wow. So yeah, I love listening to John Williams, Hans Zimmer. I mean, I can put those soundtracks on anytime and listen to them. They're just so dynamic, especially when I'm working here at the store. I'll play it here on the store speakers. Everybody's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "We're listening to the Jurassic Park theme song, or the soundtrack to Jurassic Park." Yeah, Home Alone, man, that's another big one. Actually, I think that's all year around because people play like on streaming services because there's so much Home Alone played. Of course, it's Christmas time right now, but I guarantee at any given time, yeah, all the Home Alone, it's always the top streaming out of all of his works. But even during the summer, even in the middle of spring, it's still Home Alone. Yeah. Yeah, the Jurassic Park thing may be one of the greatest he's ever done. Of course, you got Star Wars. What else am I forgetting here? Harry Potter, Indiana Jones, Superman, Jaws, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Let's see, Indiana Jones. But if you go here, just the albums, this is how you get a good look right quick. But there's some of those earlier films, too. I kind of forget about those. Let's see here. Fiddler on the Roof. But, I mean, he did so many shows in the 60s. Dracula, E.T., there's all the Indiana Jones. But, man, he did so much stuff in the in the 60s too, TV shows and whatnot. There's Schindler's List. There's the Olympic stuff. Yeah, just incredible. Lincoln. This is getting into the newer stuff here. Just absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. Okay, back to the half off. Sorry, I got distracted. Talk about my guy, John. That's a grail for me, a signed Star Wars soundtrack. Good luck. I think you can buy one right now. They're a couple, $2,000-$3,000. They're so expensive. But I want just a beautiful, the black Star Wars, John Williams, like in silver pen. Oh man, I feel like that would be such an incredible artifact to own. But so expensive, unless you were lucky enough to meet them and get one signed. This All-Star Hootenanny has a young Bob Dylan on it. This All-Star Hootenanny's from 1964, and it features a young Bob Dylan doing Freight Train Blues, Pretty Peggy O, and Corinna Corinna, one of his all-time best. That's now $12.50. $12.50. Jared, I'll reduce these last two to get them sold to $20. $20 on Hall & Oates and $20 on the Doobie Brothers. The Hollies Romany. By the way, we still going through a great half-off bin. The Hollies Romany, $7.50. $7.50 on the Hollies Romany. We have breaking out the good stuff, the Tennessee Hat Band. Tennessee Sour Mash, 180 proof. This is now $15. The Tennessee Hat Band. Gary Wellman wants the All-Star Hootenanny. That's sold to Gary Wellman for $12.50. $12.50 on that one. Thank you, Gary Wellman. We are going through a half-off bin, by the way. Conway Twitty. Georgia keeps pulling on my ring. That is $5 on Conway Twitty. Also, we have Paris Slim Blues. Paris Slim Blues for Esther. That is an 89. That's Belgium Electric Blues, $12.50. Inside You, Frankie Valli. Frankie Valli is $5. We have Average White Band, Aftershock. Or is that After's Hawk? They kind of put the S up there. It looks like After's Hawk, or it could be Aftershock. This is now $8.50. It's in Shrink with Hype. Contains the hot hits from 1989, The Spirit of Love, and I'll Get Over You. That's $8.50 on that. We have Thad Jones and Mel Lewis. That's the Blue Note reissue series. 2 LP, just $10. Nick says he'll take the Doobies for $20. Now, Jared, you can complete the cycle, and we have sold every Japanese pressing. Unless I somehow walk behind the counter and more appears out of thin air, you can clear the table. Last one for $20. Next, in the half-off bin is Sandy Nelson, plays Teen Beat. Sandy Nelson is $10. We have Big Sandy, dedicated to you. Big Sandy's now $22.50. I wonder if Kelly Croom's still watching. That's a 1998 sealed for $22.50. Jetstream gets Average White Band. That's sold to Jetstream. And we have Jared Inc. said sold. All right. We have cleared another full slate of Japanese stuff that is sold. A couple of those titles we get quite often. Those were just like huge sellers over in Japan. And we just are able to get them constantly. And we always get them because for Japanese pressings that cheap, I mean, you can't go wrong. And I mean, they're great albums. Doobie Brothers Live, Hall & Oates studio albums, all kinds of hits on those. Nick Bargeron on JL. And that was Jones and Lewis. That's sold to Nick Bargeron for $10. Going through a late half-off not crate here. The Oscar Peterson Trio, and this is an acoustic sound series, Verve acoustic sound series. That's now only $15. We get requests, the Oscar Peterson Trio. That's now $15. 180 gram, beautiful vinyl, half off of 30 on that Oscar Peterson Verve acoustic sounds. Scenic Overlook, Ann and Dick Albin. That's a 1981 folk album, now just $5 on that. Jim Sedal on the Oscar Peterson. Thank you, Jim Sedal. That's sold to you. We have Jay Ayers. That's a 1980 private press rock album. That is $15. Jagged, you were second on Oscar Peterson. Gary third, Jetstream fourth. And the Pointer Sisters Breakout. The Pointer Sisters is $7.50. Boy, talk about a popular album. I think I showed that, and no one really talks about it. We show this album, I would say 2 to 4 times a night on average. And I don't think there is a show that goes by without that Pointer Sister album. I was going to see. Now, I know they have They have some. I'm so excited. Yeah, I'm so excited is on. I mean, their featured song on iTunes is "I'm so excited." That's on this album. I got to remind people that. What is it actually called? Is it on this one? I'm so excited. It's not listed here. Hold on a second. It's on this, but is it here? Expanded. No, maybe it's not on this. Maybe it's not. Maybe, or is it? Is it under a different title? I think that was a single. Jump, For My Love, Automatic. Yeah, those are on there. But that maybe is just like on some kind of different. I feel like I've flipped that over before and I've seen that song on there. So this one is called Breakout. Yeah, 1984 version, expanded. Okay. So yeah. But I don't think that one's on this particular version. I don't see it unless it's on a different name, but I don't think so. But yeah, Jump, Automatic, Baby Come and Get It, I Need You, Dance Electric, Neutron Dance, Easy Persuasion, Nightline, Telegraph Your Love, and Operator. But yeah, um, Jump, yeah, Jump for My Love. That's probably the biggest one on this album. Yeah, Neutron Dance, Automatic. Yeah, those are all right there. Those are big hits. And I think they had that other song out, I'm So Excited, as a single during this exact same time, and it didn't appear on this album. I think that was a single only because it appears on an expanded edition, it looks like later. So yeah, that sold, and you'll see that very often pop up. Like I'm pretty sure we sold or we had a sealed copy earlier that was only, I think, the same price. That sold to Gary Wellman. I don't know how many times that was platinum, but it had to have been a lot. That sold to Gary Wellman. Kelly Croom was second. Next is Rhino Rockers, Rockin' and Shakin'. That's a 1980 Swedish import rockabilly. $10 on that one. Timber, Part of What You Hear. Timber is a 1970 Terre Haute. That's country rock. $7.50 for Timber. Gruesomes. This is called Hey. That's a garage, 1988 Canadian, $17.50. I wish I could play y'all music on here. I mean, I can play probably like 5 seconds of a song, but if I play too much music, Facebook will either mute the live stream or they'll take it down. And we don't definitely want this taken down because they have to watch it. So I got to be very careful with copyright. But late at night, like right now, I could pull up and play y'all snippets of songs and it would jog so much memories or remind y'all on certain songs because I try to tell them, but some people have to hear it and they're like, oh, yeah, I'll take it. But I got to be very careful. Other they could ban us, or not ban us, but they could mute us or take it down. One of the two. They wouldn't ban us. They would just mute the volume, and it would really mess up the feed. The D4 620. This is 2002. This is Garage Punk. $25. How much is Gruesome? The half off price is $17.50, and it is sealed. There's a couple tears in the shrink, but it's $17.50. I've played a few times, like a few seconds of songs, and you can get by with like 5 or less seconds. So you got to make sure you make it work. But if you start doing it too much, they'll flag it. Mental Midget. Mental Midget is $7.50. Mental Midget is a 2003 post-punk psych. Wow, what a cover. Make Believe, Wind, Life Records, a 1969 promo bubblegum pop record, $5. $5. We have Curtis Mayfield, Sweet Exorcist. Curtis Mayfield is a 74 Presswell. Always tough to find his stuff in good condition. The good thing about this one, there is no condition notes on the vinyl. The cover does have some ring wear. We'll call it a VG. That is $17.50. That is $17.50. Also, we have I Think I'll Write a Song, and that's Philip Goodhand Tate. $5. $5 on that. Sherbert. What was that called? How's that? Sherbert. How's that? $7.50. Curtis Mayfield is going to go to Chris Knapp. Gary Wellman was second. Jetstream third. Seth Franzoni on Mental. That's sold to Mr. Seth Franzoni for $7.50. We have Mike Oldfield, Incantations. That's a 78 German press, $12.50. Mike Oldfield, $12.50 for that. The original Lonesome Pine Fiddlers, Volume 1, Early Bluegrass. It looks like it's signed on the back by Curly Ray Klein. Curly Ray Klein, and that's now $15. The original Lonesome Pine Fiddlers, Early Bluegrass, $15 on that. Yeah, the YouTube lag's been pretty bad tonight. I've noticed it for some people. That Mark Lynn, I don't know if he's still watching, but earlier he was like 3 minutes behind, which is that's very brutal. Flesh Tones, Roman Gods. Flesh Tones is $15 on the Flesh Tones. And Powder Blues, Red Hot True Blue, $7.50 for Powder Blues, Red Hot True Blue. Matchbox. Matchbox is an 85 UK pressing, $10 on Matchbox. We have a Harvest of Dulcimers. This is Deacon and Albin, Harvest of Dulcimers. 1979 folk music featuring the dulcimer, $7.50. Here's the Graduate soundtrack featuring music of Paul Simon and Simon and Garfunkel. $10 on that. $10 on that. Riley Harrison on Powder. Powder Blue sold to Riley Harrison. Chad, I'll see you soon. I'm headed to the airport. They're early for my plane. Merry Christmas. Thank you, Ernest. Thanks for tuning in and keeping us some company here tonight. Safe travels back on the jet airliner to Tennessee. I guess you'll be flying almost right over my head here in what, a few hours? Boy, that's a late flight leaving Pennsylvania after midnight. You're on one of those late nights. It's got to be busy at the airport. I couldn't imagine. Christmas Eve. Isn't that the busiest time ever? George Jones, Greatest Hits, VG Condition, $7.50. And we have George Jones, Country Heart. Wow, back-to-back George Jones. That one's a 2 LP, also VG, $7.50. Show tomorrow. I took a poll earlier, and the two options right now is either no show or a show possibly, and it would be from like 5 to 9. But yeah, I'm definitely not going to be on here late. If I do one tomorrow, it's not going to be, definitely not past 10 o'clock. So it's kind of pending. I actually posted in today's post, yes, but I said that's pending because I'm not real for sure. It is Christmas Eve, but I feel like there'll be people on, and I really don't have anywhere to go until that night. So if y'all be on here buying records, I'll be on here showing them. This is VG, $6.50. Quincy Jones, that's VG, $6.50. Burt Jordan wants both George Jones. No show discussion with Jones LP up. We have Willie Nelson sings Chris Christopherson. That's VG plus $5. Marty Wilde, the Wildcat Rocker, Sweden, VG plus $5. Also, in the half-off bin is Billy Childish, 25 years of being childish, 2002 UK, VG plus $7.50. VG plus $17.50. But yeah, for that, let me clarify what I just said. So I pretty much decided I was either going to have a sale on Christmas Eve night or Christmas Day night. And we voted, and everybody, the majority of people actually pretty close. It's pretty close. Everybody said neither. Okay, now I didn't want to do neither. I was going to do at least one. The second, probably most votes, was tomorrow night, Christmas Eve night. So I'll get started at normal time 5 and probably go to 9. Or I'm just not going to do one at all, okay? I hadn't decided. It depends on how late I'm up tonight and how well I sleep, okay? Because if it's like time for Christmas, we won't be here. But we'll see what happens. Listen, as I go to the airport, pick up my son, leaving Murfreesboro now. He's flying from New York City. Wow. Thanks for watching, Troy. JK on BC. I'm about to go through tonight's new vinyl that came in one more time. BC for Billy. That's sold to JK over on YouTube. Thank you. Thank you. That's sold. We have Quicksilver. Quicksilver's VG Condition, $5. Shady Grove. The Sky Saxon Blues Band, a full spoon of CD Blues. VG plus $15. VG plus $15. Definitely no show on Christmas Day. No. And the store will reopen Thursday. I don't know. We had a pretty unusual thing happen here today at the store. Of course, we're closed on Mondays. We had everything strolled out, getting invoices ready. even if we wanted to let customers in, it would be unsafe, and it's just so much stuff laying out. But we left the door unlocked for just people were coming up all day on the door trying to get in, and we couldn't be open. We can't on Mondays anymore because of invoices. But we let one guy in accidentally. The door was unlocked, and he bought $1,100 in case knives. He walked in, and I heard the door ding, and I was at the counter working on my laptop, and I stood up, and I said, we're actually closed. I think the door got left unlocked. He said, oh, I'm sorry. He's like, do you have any case knives? And I was like, yeah, we got hundreds of them. He's like, I need some last minute Christmas gifts. And I was like, all right, look around. And he walked over to the case, and he's like, I need 13 of these. And it was a muskrat knife, a 2-blade. And I was like, did you say you need 13 of them? And he actually bought 9 of those, and then 2 of another, and then 2 of another. And he bought $1,100 worth of pocket knives, and he accidentally walked in the store. I'm sure we could have sold a lot more today, but Mondays, I try to tell people, it's just like, man, we can't, it's impossible to stay open. We have to use we're doing stuff all over the store. We just can't have people in here. Okay, sorry, but I thought that was a unique story. The one guy that actually snuck through the locked door bought $1,100 worth of knives. Can I show D5 again? Sure. D5, but yeah, a lot of people's going to be out buying today. Was out buying today and definitely tomorrow, but we can't be open. 2002 garage pump, but we're open right now. We're open live right now. We're open every night here. This is D4, JK. D4, it's called G20. It's garage pump from 2002, now $25. Okay, Mark Kaser wants Willie. That's Willie. That's sold to Mark Kaser for $5. And then Mark Kaser also wants Sky Saxon. And Mark Kaser said Lonesome Pine price. Lonesome Pine. Let me find that again. Lonesome Pine. Mark Kaser, that's $15. That's $15. And then we have Chris Knapp on D4. Let me make sure that JK, if you want that, it's yours. If not, Chris Knapp gets it. Sunshine Company, VG Plus, $6. And we have the Antichrist of Good Taste. Not the Antichrist, but the Anarchist. That word messes me up. The Anarchist of Good Taste. It looks like the Antichrist. I don't know why I want to think that. $17.50. Very weird vinyl color there. This is sold to Chris Knapp for $25. Mark Kaser said sold on Lonesome Pine for $15. That's sold to Mark Kaser. And we have Neon White, Soundtrack Part 2, The Burn That Cures. That's sealed for $15. Now, I did a lot of talking and got sidetracked during that half-off bin. Let's run through those one more time. Half-off LPs, okay? Half-off LPs. One more quick run-through. The Mannequins, 2004 Italian Punk, $10. We had Hank C. Burnett, Hot Licks and 40 track or fancy tracks, $7.50. D4 is yours. Yes, Chris Knapp, you got it. This is Tucker's Delight. Trucker's Delight, $7.50. Tim Hollier, A Message to Harlequin, 1969 sealed. Message to a Harlequin, sealed, $22.50. Bram Chakowski, Pressure, $10. Rita Hughes, Star Piece, sealed, $10. Milchovo Levev, exactly. Destination, $7.50. JK on YouTube wants Tim Hollier. So did JK on YouTube. The Beetle Beat is $10. The Beetle Beat. We have the Hollies Romany, $7.50. We have Breaking Out the Good Stuff, Tennessee Hat Band, $15. We have Conway Twitty, Georgia Keeps Pulling on My Ring, $5. We have Paul Brothers on the Neon White. That's sold to Paul Brothers, sealed, $15. Mark Kaser wants Trucker's Delight. That's sold to Mark Kaser for $7.50. Tracy Songer wants the Sunshine Company. That's sold to Tracy Songer. We have Paris Slim Blues. That's now $12.50. Inside You, Frankie Valli, $5 on Frankie Valli. Patrick Lear on the Hank C. Burnett. That's sold to Patrick Lear. We have Sandy Nelson plays Team Beat, $10. Mark Kaser gets Conway Twitty, sold to Mark Kaser. We have Big Sandy, Dedicated to You, 1988, sealed, $22.50 on Big Sandy. Scenic Overlook, that is Ann and Dick Albin. That is $5. Jay Ayers is a 1980 Private Press rock album, sealed, $15 on J. Ayers. Rhino Rockers, Rockin' and Shakin', $10 on Rhino Rockers. Timber, Part of What You Hear. Timber's a 1970 country rock album, $7.50 on Timber. We have Gruesomes, $17.50. This is 1980 Canadian Garage. The Gruesomes, $17.50. Mark Kaser wants Breaking Out. Breaking Out. Breaking Out. Breaking Out. Breaking Out. That's so to Mark Kaser. Thank you for $15. Mark, thank you. We also have Mark Kaser on Timber. Mark making one of his rare but known appearances. Mark Kaser claiming records left and right. You'll know when Mark Kaser shows up, I'll start saying his name a bunch. The Mannequins, Soda JK. That was the very first band. That's Soda JK for $10. We have Make Believe, Wind. That's a 1969 promo. It's bubblegum pop or rock, $5. Very odd cover. Philip Goodhand Tate, I Think I'll Write a Song. That's $5. Also, Sherbert, How's That? $7.50 for Sherbert. How's that? Mike Oldfield is $12.50. Incantations. The Flesh Tones is $15. Roman Gods. Matchbox is still available for $10. We have A Harvest of Dulcimers, another Ann and Dick Albin for $7.50. Is Who Gonna Love You on the Frankie Valley. Let's take a quick look at it. It's Who's Gonna Love You. I'm not too familiar with this one. Let's see. Just look. Love and Here, Baby, I Need You, Inside You, Thank You, Life and Breath. I don't see that one on here. I don't see that one. I don't think I want the other album, TM. I don't think I want the other album, TM. No, the Punk album, Neon. No, the Punk album, TM. TM. So I had you for TM. TM. I pulled you a TM record called Tim Hollier. You didn't want Tim Hollier. I don't think I want the other album. Did I miss some? Is there something else with TM that you wanted? Or did you just change your mind? Let me know if I need to pull something else. Okay. Oh, that was the Mannequins. Okay. Tim was the Mannequins. I got you. All right, so the Seal Tim Hollier is still available. We have The Graduate for $10. Tracy Songer on Scenic Overlook. Scenic Overlook, that is sold to Tracy Songer right here. Thank you. That's sold for $5. Also, we have Quincy Jones. I heard that. $6.50. VG Condition. Marty Wild is VG plus $5 on Marty Wild. And Quicksilver, Shady Grove, VG Condition, $5. And Anarchist of Good Taste, $17.50. Dog Fashion Disco. Dog Fashion Disco. There is approximately 25 records left in this bin. Mark Kaser wants The Graduate and Quincy Jones. Those are sold to Mark Kaser for $10 and $6.50. Now there's approximately 23 records in this bin. There's 23 records left in this bin. I'll sell everything that's left for $150, Mark Kaser. But if anybody wants it, first come, first serve. $150. That's $6.50 for everything that's left. So that one's $17.50, and then this one's like $5. But this one here is $5. But this one here was $22.50. But this one here was $5, $7.50, $10, $15, $12.50, $7.50, $5, $17.50, $10, $15, $22.50, $10, and these are the half off prices: $7.50. $10, $7.50, $10, and $10. So that is 23 records left if anybody wants the rest of them for $150. That would be right at $6.50 a piece for everything that's left. If you want a random mix of music, there's a lot of different kind of stuff in there for sure. Everything from the Hollies to the Anarchist of Good Taste, Sherbert, Bubblegum Pop. There's still some garage left in there, Mike Oldfield, etc. Mark Casey says he'll take them. Let me make sure there's 23. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. 23. Those are also to Mark Kaser. So whoever's watching, I'm going to put them in the crate. Let's tag these and sell them to Mark Kaser. You know how to open my pocketbook. I love bundle deals. Let's put all those away, and those last bit in this crate, it's going to completely fill up the crate. It's sold to Mark Kaser. Now, I think that is an incredible price because I was doing, if you think about, I was saying, I was trying to compare them to what was left in there, but I was telling you the prices are half off. Some of those, like Big Sandy, was $45 and $30 and et cetera, et cetera. Now, whoever's watching this crate, as you'll find out, is packed pretty tight. Well, by the time they get to those, it won't be. But the last everything in that red crate is sold to Mark Kaser for $150. Good bundle deal there. I like that. That's a great way to finish that off. Boy, this crate is packed tight. That's the most I've packed in a crate in a while. Should we do one more half off bin? Should we do one more half off bin? I know what y'all are going to say. Why am I even asking? Should we do one more half off bin? 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 Let's see what the masses say. I still hadn't recapped tonight's new vinyl, but we might have to do another half off bin. Another half off bin. Y'all got a lot of competition all of a sudden. There's people grabbing stuff left, right, upside down, sideways, every way. They're grabbing records off trees, off the floor. They're coming out of the air. They're falling out of airplanes. I'm going to try to adjust my back right quick. Really, it's just stretching, but Ohio State beat the crap out of me in more ways than one. It beat my football team. It beat me. Y'all dang Ohioans. Ohio. I got that little pregame thing stuck in my head. The accents were strong up there. Very strong accents a couple people had. They probably thought I sounded like some kind of hillbilly, which I pretty much am, so. All right, let me walk back over here and see what everybody is saying. And I think it's time to do another half off bin. So, what do we have over here? We have, let's see what here. We had, yes, 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 let's go, yes, yes. I missed one of the new vinyl, the Conway Yes album, Vultures coming. It did not. No, not yet. Yes, 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 sure. And then, oh, hi, oh. Yeah, that's that pregame ritual. Oh, hi, oh. I was like, oh my gosh. I'm not in Tennessee anymore. Oh, hi, oh. That was stuck in my head. Oh, it still kind of is. What a nightmare. What a nightmare. All right. Sorry. If you're north of the border, I apologize. All right, let's see what we got over here. Let me see what's in this crate. We have, man, it's hard to get away from these blues records. They're everywhere. Let me try to get a little bit out of here and then mix it up with something else. I'm trying to get some more like classic, some classic rock type titles and other things like we had in that bin in here. Okay, that's that crate bound for Discogs. Let me find something else as well. Let's see here. That's my best. That's how they say it during the pregame. The whatever, the dotting of the I, the script Iowa. Let's see here. Let me get an empty crate. Let me pull some stuff from different bins. Lancaster. Lancaster. Yeah. I didn't talk to too many people. If I did, they'd probably think I was some kind of... They'd probably be like, boy, where are you from? Well, they wouldn't say it like that. That's how we say it down here. All right. Ernest, you're still on. I thought you left. Let me grab some records out of here. All right. Here we go. So, OH, IO, OH, IO. Yeah, I heard that for much too much. OH, IO, OH, IO. I'm in the Uber. Hello, Ernest's Uber. I couldn't imagine being an Uber and picking you up. All right, let's do a half off bin. It's like a half of a crate. If we sell most of what's in here, I'll fill it up again, okay? First record is Jets. 1981 UK, $7.50. Jets, $7.50. Edwin Starr, War and Peace. 1970 Gordy Motown, no condition notes, just $15. Just $15. This is a half off bin, no more, no less. Virginia Traditions, Tidewater Blues, and 82 US with book, the only time on vinyl, $18.50. Virginia Traditions. How to Play the Blues, Guitar Techniques and Strums. VG minus with book, $5. Gary Wellman, right off the bat, ES for Edwin Starr. That's sold to Gary Wellman for $15. Doing a half off bin. We have Every Day I Have the Blues, Charles Brown and Lyle Fulson. Wow, a compilation. Just $7.50. Should be some great blues deals. I mixed in a few in here. $7.50 on that one. Riley Harrison on Virginia. That's sold to Riley Harrison. We have Edwin Starr Involved, a 71 US, now just $14. EX edition was $27.99. There's another one, just $14. I never see that one. Edwin Starr Involved. Sonny Terry and Brownie McGee. Wow, again, Hometown Blues. It's only $5. It is VG minus, just FYI. Riley Harrison Every Day. That's sold to Riley Harrison for $7.50. Gary Wellman gets Edwin Starr. Jetstream next on Every Day. Mark Kaser next on Edwin Starr. We have Together, the Watts 103rd Street Rhythm Band. And this, when I look at this, it looks like some sort of compilation cover, but this is actually an original studio album by them. The Watts 103rd Street Rhythm Band. Now, they were known for a major hit song that's not on this album. Express Yourself? Express Yourself, yeah. It's not on this one, though, but still, don't get that one too often. $11.50. $11.50 on that one. Next is Remains to Be Heard, Ainsley Dunbar Retaliation. That is now $40. This is half off of $79.99. Remains to Be Heard, Ainsley Dunbar Retaliation. I told you there should be some insane stuff in here. Neil Rigler on Watts, 100th Street Rhythm Band. There's Ainsley Dunbar. Still got a Sonny Terry, Brandon McGee. How to Play the Blues and Jets. All still available. Neil got Watts. Ram Jam. This is a white label promo. It does have some spine damage. Just $9. No, it doesn't have Black Betty. No Black Betty on that one. EX edition, $9. Also, we have Fleetwood Mac Tusk. VG plus $9. VG plus $9 on Tusk. 2 LP. Neil Young. EX edition, $31.99. So $16. This is half off of $31.99. 16 bucks on Neil Young. Jake with the Family Jewels. Big Moose calls his Baby Sleep Rain. That's VG condition, $5. Patrick Lear on AD. And AD was Ainsley Dunbar. Nice pickup there. Yeah, an original 70 UK on Liberty. I was trying to get the label out. Yeah, there we go. Nice pickup there. Just $40 on that one. Thank you, Patrick. That's so to you. Also, thank you, Mark Kaser on Tusk. Also, thank you, Mark Kaser on Neil Young. Leslie, you were second on Fleetwood Mac. We have Jamming with Edward. This is EX $21.99, so this is $11 now. Nicky Hopkins, Ry Cooder, and then you got 3 members of the Stones, Jagger, Wyman, and Watts. EX $11 on that one. Half off bin. We have the Flamin' Lips. This is 7 Skies H3. This is a 2014 Record Store Day, limited to 7,100 on clear vinyl, sealed. Sealed. That's $10. The Flamin' Lips. The Flamin' Lips. Also, we have Father John Misty, I Love You, Honey Bear, on clear vinyl. And there's a note from Laura, a masterpiece of an album. Clear vinyl, 2 LP, $17.50 on that. $17.50. Sometimes we show 45s. None tonight, maybe in a future show, but we buy them, we get them with collections, and we show them kind of whenever we get them ready. So yeah, they're kind of mixed in here and there randomly. Some nights I put them up for auction, and we'll be auctioning them for 5 and 6 hours straight. And then it could be a week before we show one again. Flaming Lips is sold to R.K. Tucker. Larry Drish on Father John Misty. The Jammin' with Edward Mark is $11. It was $21.99. If anybody has just found us and you're watching for the first time, we live stream now 7 days a week with records. Kind of a soft announcement. I hadn't really made it official, but Paul is going to start trying to do a show on Sundays. As y'all know, moving into next year, we're going to be streaming every Sunday with coins and knives and or comics. Coins or knives and or comics. And then Paul's going to start putting in a staple every Sunday. He's going to be doing a show, except for when he's out of town or for when it just logistically don't work out. So we haven't really put that into place or announced it yet. But now I can officially say we sell records 7 nights a week on here from 5 p.m. every night until question marks, which means, what does that mean? That means I could stop at 11, 12, but sometimes we're on here from 12 to 1 a.m. 7 nights a week. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. You're going to get 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hours every night live streaming record after record after record after record. Mark Kaser, you get that for 11. CDs are coming. We just got to get them ready. Our kind of philosophy is we got to price records, and we rarely have time to mark CDs. That's why they keep accumulating and accumulating. We've got now probably over 20,000. We have over 20,000 CDs. So we got to start. Wow, this is going to be a great deal. Sealed gold vinyl, a new anniversary edition, just $17.50. Sealed gold vinyl. When these were new, they were $39.99. That's a great price on that. Elton John, another Elton John, the Fox, $10 on that. And George Jones is in shrink wrap, just $7.50. George Jones, $7.50 on that. $7.50 on that. And we have the Kings of Nothing, punk rock rhythm and blues. The King of Nothing. The Kings of Nothing, I should say. Punk rock rhythm and blues. That's a 2005 German press and sealed punk. Now just $25. Sealed punk, $25. First on the Elton John was Mark Kaser. He put EJ. Major volcanic eruption happened now as I post. It was on one of the Hawaiian Islands. Just seeing another feed as I'm watching. That doesn't sound good. Larry Drish, you're second. R.K. Tucker, third. Mark Kaser, first on George Jones. Leslie, fourth on Elton John. And Gary Wellman. Actually, let me clarify something, okay? Because we had back-to-back Elton Johns there, and there were several people. So, Mark Kaser, let me know if you want Honky or Fox. And then Larry, you're next, then RK, and then Leslie, and then Gary. So somebody might have wanted the Fox in that lineup, or somebody might have wanted both, including the first person, which was Mark Kaser. We'll see what he says. Oscar Benton, this is Bensonhurst Blues. That's an 81 French. That's $10. $10 on that. Tough Guy, Phil Guy, and the Chicago Machine. 86 UK Chicago Blues. That is $12.50. Mark Kaser wanted just Honky. So sell that to Mark Kaser. Honky is sold to Mark. So Larry was next. He also wanted Honky. So RK, if you wanted the Fox, it's yours. Or if Leslie, if you wanted it, it's yours. If not, Gary Wellman. So there's still several people in line for that one. Next is Instructions. That's a new wave album from 1982. $6.50 for Instructions. $6.50 for Instructions. Also, we have Bing Crosby, Songs Everybody Knows, with Buddy Cole. Buddy Cole and his trio. That's $5. R.K. Tucker also said pass. Well, now, Leslie, it's up to you. If you pass, it goes to Gary Wellman. That's what happens when I accidentally have back-to-back albums. But you got dibs. You're next in line. If not, it's Gary's. He for sure wants it. Love on the Wing, Jesse Colin Young. $5 on Jesse Colin Young. Mark Kaser on Bing Crosby. Jetstream second. Herb Albert, My Abstract Heart. Herb Albert, $6.50. Jan Ackerman, Pleasure Point. Jan Ackerman, $10. The Alpha Band is $7.50. Well, Gary, we've gotten all the way down to the end of the line. And guess what? This is sold to you for the half-off price of $10. Next is Gary Wellman on Jesse Colin Young. Jesse Colin Young, that is sold to Gary Wellman. Mark Kaser wants Love on the Wing. That was, is that something still in here? Love on the Wing. Or is that Jesse Colin Young? That was Jesse Colin Young. Okay, so Mark Casey, you're second. Jetstream, sorry about your lag. Seth, I will show that next. Yeah, just hang out. I'll show that next. And I got to go through tonight's new stuff tonight, too. Greg Allman Band is $13.50. Greg Allman Band, $13.50. Herb Albert, Casino Royale, $10 on Herb Albert. Blondale, $7.50 on Blondale. This one is an 84 Punk album, $17.50. $17.50. Al Quinn on tour, 76 Holland Prague, $10. Mark Kaser on Herb Albert. That's sold to Mark Kaser, Herb Albert. We have Brave Belt. I think this is Bachman. Yeah, this is a pre-Bachman Turner Overdrive album. Brave Belt, $7.50. Burt Jordan on GAB. That was Greg Allman Band. That's sold to Burt Jordan. The Breaks is $7.50 for the Breaks. Jocelyn Brown, One from the Heart, 87 Electro Soul, that's $5. Mark Kaser on Brave Belt. And we have Mandrill, and this is 1975, now just $12.50. Mandrill, $12.50. Okay, now there was some pretty good stuff still left behind here for a half-off bin, so let's try to review those one more time very quickly, okay? And the first thing I have is the Jets. That's Rockabilly. 81 UK Rockabilly, $7.50 for the Jets. How to Play the Blues with book, it's VG minus $5 on that. Gary Wellman gets the Mandrill. That's sold to Gary Wellman for $12.50. We have Sonny Terry and Brownie McGee, Hometown Blues, VG minus $5. Portrait of the Artist, Ram Jam, EX Edition, $9. A white label promo. Jake with the Family Jewels, that's VG Condition, $5. The Kings of Nothing, 2005 German, Punk, sealed, $25. Oscar Benton is $10. Bensonhurst Blues. Tough Guy, Phil Guy and the Chicago Machine, $12.50. Instructions is $6.50. Herb Albert, My Abstract Heart, $6.50. Jan Ackerman, Pleasure Point, $10. The Alpha Band is $7.50. The Alpha Band, 1976. There's also a Beta Band. Blondel is $7.50. I don't have one in here, though. Altar Boys is a 1984 Punk, $17.50 for the Altar Boys. Altar Boys, $17.50 on that. Also, Alquin on tour was $10. And the last couple was the Breaks, $7.50, and Jocelyn. Jocelyn was $5. Let me count those one more time. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So, yep, I counted 17 twice. 17 records, $6. $6 a piece would be 102. So if anybody wants the ones that's left, $100. That would be less than $6 a piece. The last lot was a little over $6.50. These would be less than $6 a piece if you buy the last 17 records there. $102. But the first question is, how much is Sonny Brown? It was $5, Gary, because it is VG minus, okay? VG minus. And you actually have dibs, and if you say sold, I've got to adjust Mark Kaser's because he said he wants to buy everything left at that bundle price. So totally up to you. If he buys it, we'll subtract. I was actually at 100, Mark. So if he buys that, I'll make it $95. And that still puts me at 100, and that gets you the rest for 95. Should be 16 records then. We'll see if Gary wants it. He says he'll take it. All right, so sell this to Gary Wellman for $5. then sell Mark Kaser the 16 that's left right here, starting with the brakes and going to the Jets for $95. That's 16 records. That would be less than $6 a piece then. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Gary. Thank you, Burt Jordan. Thank you, Seth and Jetstream and Gary Wellman and Leslie and R.K. Tucker and Gary Wellman and everybody else that bought right through that run there, Patrick Lear, et cetera, et cetera. Greatly appreciate it. So that's a way to empty some bins. So there's a couple people I sell bundles to like that. And at one time, one of y'all should try that. You'll get a big mix of music. And people always tell me, Chad, I have found something I'm just absolutely in love with. And it works out better when there's only maybe 10 or 15 or 20 left. There's not as much money going out. But people usually find some pretty good stuff that they didn't even know they would like when they buy all that and listen to it. Now, we had a request to go through this bin. And let's go through the nice new stuff too, okay? So here is some stuff here. Let's run through these. Let's start with the back of the bin as usual. It is officially Christmas Eve, and we got Tyler Childers live on Red Barn. That's actually in the front of the bin too. So let me go ahead and show all three copies. Tyler Childers is $24.99. One of them has a sing split. The other are nice. Those are live at Red Barn. I know these songs backwards and forwards. I can tell you every lyric to every song. Shake the Frost, Dead Man's Curve, Charleston Girl, White House Road, Rock, Salt, and Nails, Coming Down, Follow You to Virgie, Bottles and Bibles, $24.99. This one's got a little bit of a crease in the cover. I think the other one's okay, though. Seth wants one. Seth, that's so do you. Yeah, these have a little bit of a bend right there, if that's okay. Just a slight little bend in the cover to $24.99. Let me know if that's okay. That's the only ones I have. Black Sabbath, that's their first album. It's a self-titled debut, $33.99. But yeah, if y'all are unfamiliar with this is like my most recommended album of all time. I've sold literally hundreds of these since 2019 when we started live streaming. I was very unfamiliar. Tanner started playing it someday. And I've always never been a fan of country music. This is not country to me, especially by today's standards. This is pure Americana. Okay, this is like, this guy, except for a couple like Rock, Salt, and Nails, that's an old traditional. This guy right here, not only amazing vocalist and singer, but he wrote, well, I guess he wrote everything except Rock, Salt, and Nails. Maybe? Yeah, I think he wrote, but yeah, just an amazing experience. It's a live album. It's for Red Barn Radio. You can look up their channel on YouTube. They do Americana, up-and-coming country people. It's like a live deal or somewhat of a live deal. But they did some recordings for Red Barn and then turned it into this album. And they're just absolutely incredible. It's Americana. It's just him. It's a guitar. It's a fiddle, a banjo. Is there a mandolin? Yeah. I think it's him and his guitar. And then there's definitely probably like a banjo, a fiddle, and I believe a mandolin. That's it. And it was incredible. That's all I've got to say. Seth, I'll give you that one right there. That's the best copy I have. That's sold to you for $24.99. Like I said, I've listened to it so much I know them in my sleep. Back to Black Sabbath. I know this one in my sleep too. $33.99. The Wizard. That's a remaster. Black Sabbath. We have the Soul Rebels, Poetry in Motion. That's on limited edition splatter colored vinyl, $29.99. Megadeth, Euthanasia. That is my last two copies. Megadeth, Euthanasia. That's a picture disc. Megadeth, $39.99. That album's not available on vinyl. LL Cool J. Still hadn't opened these to find out there's an autograph inside. That's $34.99. LL Cool J. Iced Earth, gray vinyl. It is self-titled, $46.99. We have Black Label Society, 1919 Eternal. That is $46.99. Black Label Society. Sabrina Carpenter, that is Fruitcakes, $34.99. And then Kill Switch Engage, Atonement. Kill Switch Engage is $39.99. Any Red Clay Strays? No Red Clay Strays. I got to reorder those. The first album and the most recent one. Iced Earth. This is a picture disc, a new picture disc. Really cool. Creatures of the Night, Hallowed Be Thy Name. That's $56.99. Red Hot Chili Peppers, Californication, $44.99. Here's another great Black Sabbath. This is Master of Reality, $33.99. Master of Reality. Sweet Leaf, Toxic, Dynamo Open Air, 1988. Toxic's $33.99. The Rolling Stones, Let It Bleed, Gimme Shelter, $33.99. There's LL Cool J again. I actually have 3 of those. Tool, Fear Inoculum, $76.99. Pneuma. We have Led Zeppelin 3 for $33.99. Morgan Wallen, last copy of Stand Alone, $33.99. This has been a very popular seller. This is Black Magic, Rituals, and Perversions. And this is Electric Wizard. It's a 2 LP indie exclusive on pink vinyl. And yes, she is completely nude on the cover. $39.99. Now, the other Tyler Childers I have is, unless I bet we've sold them since Christmas, or since people's been here Christmas shopping, because it's such a popular album. We'll go through some more crates right quick, because y'all might see some other stuff you see. I had Purgatory, but I think we've sold them all. We sell the heck out of those always in the store. Purgatories and live on Red Barn. Purgatory has Feathered Indians. Hold Me Closer, My Dear. Here they are. Yeah. I Will Sing You a Whispering Song Softly in Your Ear. Yes, Feathered Indians and Lady Mays on this one. These are 24. Unfortunately, though, I got shipped some bad ones with seam splits. The jackets have seam splits, unfortunately, and it was unfortunate. But it's such a process to ship these things back. So $24.99. But there's Purgatory, Tyler Childers. Yeah, we need to go probably through this back crate back here. So let me swap out bins right quick. Let me push this one back. But there's Purgatory. I'll put those with Red Barn. They need to go there anyway. And here. So I got Red Barn and Purgatory. So Purgatory is a studio album. Universal Sound. That's another great one. The studio version of White House Road. I swear to God. Feathered Indians. White House Road. Universal Sound, and Lady May. Most people will tell you Lady May is their favorite Tyler Childers song. But go listen to some of it, especially that album and Red Barn, then come back and tell me you want a copy. Okay? Let's go through this crate right here. Let me move around my camera a little bit. This should have some great stuff in it maybe you hadn't seen. Let's go ahead and go through it. First thing I have is Soundgarden A-Sides, which is a greatest hits, or a compilation of A-Sides, a.k.a. top songs from Soundgarden, $46.99. Chris Cornell. Pink Floyd Relics, that's a remaster, $33.99 for Relics. I'm down to finally one copy of the Sundays. I told y'all about my life-changing experience when I heard this. You're not the only one I know for the first time. 36. I thought I was listening to an angel sent from heaven. The Sundays is $36.99. That's on silver vinyl, actually. Linkin Park Hybrid Theory, $33.99. This has got In the End, Nothing Else Matters. Linkin Park, $33.99. Got a big restock of this last week. We hadn't sold out yet, but this album's never in stock. And, of course, Oh Jesus never come through. Susie and the Banshees, Juju. Susie and the Banshees is $33.99. We have one copy left of Pink Floyd, A Momentary Lapse of Reason. $33.99 for Pink Floyd. Disturbed, Down with the Sickness, $33.99. Black Sabbath Volume 4, Wheels of Confusion, $33.99. David Gilmour's newest album, Luck and Strange, 2LP, $44.99. Pink Floyd Ummagumma Remastered, 2LP, $49.99. Massive Attack, Mezzanine, $46.99. We've got one other Disturbed album, Indestructible. That's $33.99. The Head on the Door, The Cure, $33.99. King Diamond, Voodoo. King Diamond's on silver blue Corona colored vinyl, $46.99. Seth Franzoni on Mezzanine. I figured that one would sell pretty quickly. That is sold to Seth Franzoni. Thank you. The Best of KC and the Sunshine Band. That's the Way. I like it. That is the Susie and the Banshees album, sold to Seth Franzoni as well. Thank you, Seth. We also have David Bowie, Aladdin Sane. That's $33.99. Steely Dan, Countdown to Ecstasy, a remaster. For the longest, Steely Dan albums were not in print. You couldn't get anything. They had an obscure, weird version of, not a weird, but there was one version of Asia that was in print, but it never was in stock. And they finally, and there's a couple that they hadn't reissued yet. Razor Boys on here, My Old School, King of the World, Steely Dan, Slayer, Haunting the Chapel, red, white marble vinyl, $36.99. Pink Floyd, A Saucer Full of Secrets, that's $33.99. And then the Rat issues. Once again, we're just seeing these because for years these albums were out of print. You could not get them. There were OGs of this album, but they were 100, 150, 175. Rat Detonators on red vinyl, remastered, $33.99. The Cult is an unofficial. Kind of surprised it's still laying around. Big Apple Glitter, $38.99. Seth also wants a Casey and the Sunshine Band. Yeah, that's also got Boogie Shoes on it. And Shake Your Booty. A Katie Lied. Have they done that one? I know they've done Countdown to Ecstasy. They've done Asia. I don't think they've done Katie Lied yet, Larry. I don't think they have. King's X, Ear Candy, $39.99, down to 2 of those. Pink Floyd, Adam Hart, Mother, $34.99. And Aerosmith's debut album, Dream On. This is $36.99. Also, Walking the Dog. That was a great crate. Thank you, Seth. Glad you're watching. Without you, that crate would have been unsuccessful. We've got Aerosmith, Pink Floyd, King's X, the Cult, this Red Barn. No, I have one Red Barn left without a seam split. It does have a light crease going through the back, but it's very unnoticeable. These are pretty flimsy jackets, honestly. This is that's why it's always at a lower price than typically almost everything else. But it sounds great, the actual quality of the vinyl. But yeah, I have one that without a seam split, and then that leaves me with one seam split Red Barn and 2 seam split Purgatory. I'm probably just gonna have to order more and then sell those at some point if no one buys them. For a lot of people come in the store and they don't care. They'll buy seam split records. They don't care. But I know some of y'all really matter. We have those happen sometimes. So another Red Barn. Thank you, Brandon and Tyler Childers, wherever you're at out there. I have spread your music all over this world. I've always said I wanted to meet him. Not only am I a fan, but I mean, the amount of exposure. Of course, he don't need it at this point. He's too big now. But when I first started promoting him, he was big, but not like he is now. I gave a lot of time selling his records on here. Because, there's one thing like me taking 10 minutes and telling everybody they need to listen to a Led Zeppelin record. But kind of for a relatively new artist, I went and I'd go out of the way, and I used to get those in. And I remember one night we got a big restock. And I told everybody, I was like, listen, I'm going to sell y'all an album tonight, and you're going to like it. And we sold like 50 copies in one night of that Red Barn album. And nobody complained. Everybody was like, wow, thank you, Wicked. You're talking about this right here. Seth, this is So Do You. How'd you know where that is? You must have been in the store or something. Wicked. That's So does Seth Franzoni. Thank you. Okay, here's also some new stuff. This is some new stuff from tonight, okay? Here's some new stuff from tonight you may have not seen. We got a restock of the Gin Blossoms, New Miserable Experience, $33.99, the Gin Blossoms. The Very Best of ELO, $33.99, 2 LP. Some of these tracks, Evil Woman, Don't Break Me Down, Sweet Talking Woman, Telephone Line. This is Turn to Stone, Xanadu, Rockaria, Strange Magic, $33.99. Also, we have Kiss, Psycho Circus, $33.99. And Down, NOLA. We're down to one copy. We're down to one copy of Down, NOLA, $44.99. The seminal 95 debut group from New Orleans. 2 LP. That's still available. So is the Violent Femmes, their 1983 self-titled debut. Violent Femmes is $34.99. We have, what's my phone on? Okay. Next is Nirvana Unplugged. That's the 2 LP edition. Really cool kind of foil cover. There's Kurt. That's $39.99. There's Dave Grohl back there. Nirvana Unplugged, $39.99. All Apologies. That's one of my favorite ones on this one. About a Girl, Come As You Are, Polly. And then, where is it? The Man Who Sold the World. Yep, there it is. The Man Who Sold the World, the David Bowie cover. We have Killers, big radio hits on here. I call this college music. Every time I hear it, I think of college, not just like my college days, but I think of like people in the late 90s, early 2000s. I don't know. I just think of like college campuses. It sounds like college music to me. Mr. Brightside, Smile Like You Mean It. Somebody told me all these things that I've done. I mean, big album. The Killers, $36.99 on the Killers. I had 2 Kiss restocks of these particular albums, and not one sold, and I was shocked. Maybe somebody will break it tonight. Kiss Unplugged for $46.99. It's a 2 LP remaster with poster, and a restock of Kiss Alive 3. Also, unbelievably, still available, $46.99. So Unplugged and Kiss Alive 3. U2 Joshua Tree, $46.99. The Black Crow Shake Your Money Maker, $33.99. Kiss Self-Titled, $33.99. Paul McCartney, Chaos and Creation in the Backyard. That is on Go Vinyl, $36.99. Okay, now we're getting into some stuff from last week. We have first Seth Franzoni on Nirvana Unplugged. Brian Thurman getting an Electric Light Orchestra. Let's go ahead and pull those. And now this is some stuff from last week. So let me just read these titles so I go ahead and show the other crate of new vinyl from the night. We had Slipknot Volume 3, Black Sabbath Paranoid, Tool, Lateralis, Big Brother and the Holding Company, Cheap Thrills, that's MoFi, Leonard Skinner Analog Productions, Foghat, Fourth of the City, Leonard Skinner Nothing Fancy, White Line, Big Game, Louis Armstrong Collected, Sisters of Mercy, Floodland, Carole King Tapestry, T-Bone Walker Analog Productions, Defiance Music on Vinyl still available, Muddy Waters is $46.99, White Zombie, Cinderella, Parliament, and Trivium and Testament. Now that's some stuff from last week. If you're like, whoa, Chad, show that again, just don't hesitate to ask. Paul McCartney is sold to Leslie Holt. Yep, that's a pretty cool album there. It's on the Go Vinyl indie exclusive as well. That's sold to Leslie Holt. Was Gin Blossom's new musical experience? It was, which I got to get down to this. Let me scan this right quick. I'm always confused if this album even had an OG. Let me check right quick. I don't think this album originally came out on vinyl. The Gin Blossom's new musical experience. Let me see if I can find this right quick. So see all versions. So this album originally came out in 1992, right? 1992 is when this album came out. There's only six versions available on LP. This was the very first time it was on vinyl. So there is no, from 1992 to 2017, this album was never pressed on vinyl. So you cannot get an OG LP vinyl pressing of that. It never was pressed on vinyl. The first pressing was 2017. Slipknot is a 2 LP, $34.99. The Subliminal Verses. And of course this has, I don't know why they don't print the tracks on the bottom. I have to look them up, but I know the songs on here. This has Duality. And this one has Before I Forget, which I think is my favorite Slipknot song. I'm not too much into some of it's a little bit too heavy for me, but Before I Forget, I like that one a lot. It has Hey Jealousy. Yeah, that's the cover, I think. Let me see here. Let me see, maybe, let me go back to all versions. Yeah, that's the cover. Well, I'm still on vinyl. Hold on a second. Let me go all. You might have thought, let me see here. Let me go US, country, US. You might have remembered. You might have remembered that CD cover. You might have remembered that. Yeah. Uh, yeah. Hey, Jealousy. Yeah. But you never could. That was not available. 1992. That was only being sold on CD and cassette. Nobody could get that on vinyl. Nobody in 1992 was buying records. Very few, very, very few people were buying records in 1992. So that's why all this stuff is kind of being repressed. Most of it, like obviously hundreds of, not hundreds of millions, but hundreds of thousands, millions, truly millions of copies of this was pressed on vinyl. Millions. This is a platinum album. There was a lot pressed on CDs originally, but now everybody wants it on vinyl, and so it was first pressed in 2017. That's so to Brandon Lack. All right, anybody else? Elijah, if you decide you want Slipknot, let me know. And I think I got everybody pulled. Now, there's one more crate I want to run through, which is all new stuff from tonight. All new stuff from tonight. And let me hit that right quick. I've got over here right next to me, and I've condensed 2 crates, so there's quite a bit in here. But there's some stuff that I went through pretty fast just because of time. I go through these the first time so fast I don't have time to show and tell. The first one is a restock of Kiss Kiss Rock and Roll Over. This is $33.99. Kiss Rock and Roll Over. That's the 2014 remaster. I've got Frank Sinatra, Come Fly With Me, $29.99 for Sinatra. And this is Willie Nelson and Family. Now, OGs of this record are typically at least $100. Vinyl Me Please is a subscription website. We're able to get some of these at great prices. It's cheaper than if you would have got it through their website. Willie Nelson and Family, all analog on colored vinyl. That's $34.99. Vinyl Me Please. Another Sinatra, Strangers in the Night, $29.99 for that one. And we have Kiss Destroyer. We sold 2 copies earlier. I have 1 left. Big album. Lots of recognizable songs on this one. Shout It Out Loud, Do You Love Me, Beth, God of Thunder, Detroit Rock City, of course, Get Up. And then we have Black Sabbath 13. I had 5 or 6 of these to start tonight. We're down to 2. This one, unfortunately, has a corner bend. I've tried bending it back in place, which, of course, creased it. It was already creased, but that's never going to go away. I'm down to 1 copy. Nice one. LL Cool J Radio, $29.99. I've got 2 copies of The Zombies. That's called I Love You, and I really hadn't figured out what that is yet. I'm going to do some more research before tomorrow and figure out exactly what that is. That's The Zombies. Boston Don't Look Back is $39.99. CeeLo Green is $34.99. Boston's a music on vinyl pressing, and CeeLo Green is another Vinyl Me Please. First ever vinyl issue of that. First ever vinyl issue of Sam Hunt Montevello, Sarah Evans. So these are technically OGs. For those that like, I don't want new vinyl. I'm only an OG person. Well, this is the OG. Even though it came out in 2003, this is the first time it's ever been pressed on vinyl. So there's no other way to get it except that. I tell people that when they kind of want to pass on watching our new vinyl rivals. They're like, I'm only buying OG. And I'm like, well, this is the OG. This is the first time it's on vinyl, and it's limited edition, and they probably will never press it again. So get them while you can before they're snatched up and all the inventory's gone, and then they're higher prices on Discogs and eBay. Willie Nelson, $34.99. This is a 50th anniversary all analog. We have Crimson Glory Transcendence. That is limited edition 1500 on cool blue colored vinyl, $36.99 on Crimson Glory. King Crimson in the Court of the Crimson King, 200 gram remaster, $33.99. The Shape of Jazz to Come, Ornette Coleman, all analog lacquer's cup from the original mono by Ryan Smith, $34.99. We have The Outfield Play Deep, $39.99. Music on vinyl, numbered, colored. Public Enemy, Fear of a Black Planet, $29. And I did get a restock of Rob Zombie, Hellbilly Deluxe 2, which is the limited edition, colored and numbered, which I thought were gone, but I was able to get some more. I went ahead and grabbed 10. We've sold 5 tonight. I got 5 left. Leonard Skinner, Give Me Back My Bullets, $29.99. Seth Franzoni and King Crimson, such an important album to have in your collection. That is a very important album in rock history. Also, we have Chris Ferrara on Ornette Coleman, Any of these vinyl me please I've mentioned tonight, most of them are all analog, 180 gram. They're either black vinyl, most of them are colored vinyl. This is also pressed at RTI. Sold to Chris Ferrara. We sold a lot of Vinyl Me Please titles in the last several months. Lenny Kravitz is $34.99. That's his greatest hits. Rob Zombie is $39.99. Gatefold, Music on Vinyl, colored vinyl. Rush, Caress of Steel, $34.99. Here is Herbie Hancock's Maiden Voyage with Freddie Hubbard, Ron Carter, $29. Those are pricey OGs, hundreds of dollars and high grade. Bob Seger's Greatest Hits is $36.99. The Who's Next is $34.99. We Won't Get Fooled Again, Bob O'Reilly, Bargain, Behind Blue Eyes, a classic. You must have it. And I had never seen this in stock. I had sold 0 copies. I figured we'd sell them and have a waiting list. Bruce Springsteen in concert, MTV Plugged. MTV Plugged, not unplugged, plugged. We have Leslie said sold on Rob Zombie, and Larry Drish wants Willie and Family Vinyl Me Please. Great decision. That's a tough OG to find. This is another all analog cut by Ryan Smith on Campfire Quad colored vinyl. These are on nice thick jackets. They're on high quality vinyl. They're all analog. They're on colored vinyl. Most of them come with a book and this Obi. So yeah, all the Vinyl Me Please that's left in here, you should highly consider if you're remotely interested in that artist or genre. And the ones that's left are Willie Nelson, Phases and Stages, a classic by him. Sarah Evans, another country album, first ever vinyl, 2 LP. And this one's numbered. It says foil, stamped, and numbered copies. Wow, so these are numbered too. I'm trying to find out where that is, though. It might be inside the jacket, maybe. I don't see where they're numbered. They're supposed to be numbered. But that's colored vinyl. Sam Hunt, first time on vinyl. CeeLo Green, first time on vinyl. And I think there was one more from the other band, wasn't there? Wasn't there one more? What was in that other band? I feel like there was one more. Maybe not. Yeah, so what happened is, if you're a member, you may or may not know this, but they actually, I think, were discontinuing their country. I think they're pretty much consolidating. And so they sold off a lot of their inventory to a label or a distributor, and that's where I'm getting them. But I think they started consolidating some stuff. They started, especially their country department, which is a shame because they put out some stuff that never was on vinyl, like Keith Whitley, or never had been reissued, like Keith Whitley. And man, I wish I had about 100 copies of those. People still ask for Keith Whitley stuff. Do y'all remember that? The ground is shaking. All righty. Well, we've made it to 109. I could keep going, but I think what I'm going to do is do a final call. Okay, a final call. I don't think we're going to hit any more deep crates, full crates. I have a feeling some people that was buying earlier probably have left the chat, which is perfectly explainable. It is 109 on Christmas Eve. So before I do anything else, I want to make a final call. I want to remind everybody we may or may not be having a show tomorrow. I've pretty much made up my mind. I'm definitely not on Christmas night. And if I'm here tomorrow, we will be starting at our new normal time of 5 o'clock. We've been live since 5 o'clock tonight, which is pretty incredible because we've sold a lot. And we'll be back here tomorrow. Now, I was told UPS said they're delivering tomorrow, so they may have new vinyl. Kind of another reason I think we might be live. But if not, I'll see y'all back on Thursday. And just so everybody knows, we're on a new schedule now, 5 o'clock, and we'll at least go to 11. But man, y'all know how it is. We're here at least till 1 or 2 every night. And if I get started on miscellaneous early, we'll go till 3 a.m. We've been doing these 8 and 9 hour shows instead of these 4 and 5 hour shows. So you can hop on at any time. If you're interested in shopping with us, you're like, well, I wonder what Chad's doing. I'm here every night selling. This time of night, we get into discount bins. And as you've seen, We recap our new stuff. I order new vinyl from distributors, and we're trying to build back up. It's kind of a weird time. I need stuff to sell, but also we're trying to reduce our inventory. About a month ago, I had nothing, and now I've got 2, 4, 6, 7 full crates, plus our racks are filling back up. And not too long ago, after, I guess, Tennessee beat Alabama, that was October, right? Yeah, that was October. Third Saturday in October, we sold basically every new LP we had in stock. We had nothing in stock. We sold everything when I put it on sale after we celebrated that win. So that's what we do here. And just so everybody knows, we do start early, but we're not stopping early. We're going just as late as we always do. I have a goal typically before the sale, how much I want to sell, like between 5 and 7. And now I have a goal what to sell between 7 and the normal times that we're live. And we just got to get stuff priced. I've told Laura and Paul and John, our main record pricers, we got to price more because we're here for 2 extra hours early. And man, y'all buy every auction. We literally can't get enough ready every night. Y'all bought every auction again tonight. I had to scrape up even more, and y'all bought all those too. So I'm constantly trying to figure out how they can get more price faster. It's not that easy. We can't just bring a tub up here and sell them. It would be chaotic, and nothing would be cleaned or checked and conditioned. So we have to take every record and clean them and grade them, and then they look them up, make sure they're priced fairly, and there's no problems. Sarah Evans is $34.99. All the Vinyl Me Please are $34.99, which, like Larry said, is cheaper than if you were a member. It's the cheapest you can get them, I promise. New and sealed from a dealer. But yeah, so we're going to try to figure out for the rest of the year and definitely next year how to sell more because it's a challenge at this point keeping up with how much we sell. We got to have we got to be buying and then getting it all priced and put up here. Thank you. Melissa Bailey got Sarah Evans. But if I'm not here tomorrow, Merry Christmas to everybody. Y'all know me. I'm probably going to pop on and be live from like 5 to 9. That's what I'm planning on doing. 5 to 9 sounds pretty good. And stop hard at 9. Because if not, by 9, we'll be halfway through a crate and auctions, and then it'll be 10. Then y'all talk me into another half-off crate, and it'll be 11. So, all right. Well, I'm signing off on that. Thanks, as always, for watching. If you decide you want anything else, we'll probably be live again tomorrow. If not, I'll see y'all again on Thursday. Enjoy Christmas. Spend time with family. Play your records. Play your holiday classics or play your favorite new arrivals. Say, hey, listen to this record I got from Coletco. It's called Led Zeppelin 3. And then you put on the Immigrant Song right during your family dinner. Thanks, everybody, for watching. I'll be back either tomorrow or Thursday. Good night, and